I'm gonna do a service for Starpolemic. Um, uh, so yeah, let me just make sure it was Troll Necromancer first. And no matter what happens with this character, I'm gonna play another one. Yeah, I'm gonna play whatever combat Starpolemic wanted after this Troll Necromancer. Um, I don't expect it to go well, since after all you're just a troll with bad strength and no unarmed combat. But we are gonna be training it exactly the same way that we would be training a normal troll. Zero spellcasting, no Kiku of course. Starpolemic did not specify a god, so that means that I get to not go Kiku or other gods that would force me into spellcasting. So yeah. I think that whatever Star Polemic wanted me to play was also a Chei worshipper, but I don't remember. I might do Chei. Yeah, that's a possibility. It depends on how many throwables I find before I find Chei. Have I heard about any upcoming tournaments? Let me just check the Roguelikes Discord real quick. Nothing. Um, Yep, the tournament has not been announced. They're usually in every 6 and 7 months, right? 6 to 7 months. But yep, I also haven't really been using Discord a lot because the game, or like I don't know what changed in my configuration, but Discord does not open on its own anymore. I don't really consider that to be a bad thing, but yeah, that's why I haven't really been using it a lot, and that's why I haven't been so in contact with the community and the patches and stuff. I've been rather disconnected from Crawl since last year, to be completely honest. Strength. Lots and lots of strength. Okay, that was it for D1. Very easy, straightforward D1. So far, this Troll Necromancer is going pretty well. I am a bit amazed at how straightforward D1 was. You know, I was just expecting to run into a Quok and then get absolutely punished because how dare I be playing Crawl. But I'm glad that it didn't happen. Yeah. Oh, some jabs too. Okay. I think that after getting my 11 on armed combat, I should also get some degree of throwing. I'm gonna get 10 throwing after that for 1.0 delay javelin throwing. Mm. Whoa, are the stones 100% mulching? Do they do that now? It is always destroyed on impact. Huh. And the damage is also worthless. Okay, that's new. I wonder if jabs have something. Like, does it not say how often it breaks? No. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I should not... sorry. I should not spam stones. That's what we learned today. Half damage per throwing skill for stones. That's really bad. Why nerf them? Hello, Starpolemic. I am playing a Troll Necromancer. I am aware that you changed it, so I will play this, no matter how this goes, and then I'll play the other thing that you wanted me to play, because I can do that. So please do remind me what other Troll you wanted me to play, because I have no idea. I told you that I was gonna forget it. In fact, you requested this on like Wednesday, and then I forgot on Tuesday, as I told you it was gonna happen. But yeah, so far it's going surprisingly well. No complaints. I am even thinking about going Chei because I already have some jabs, so throwing is not completely out of the question. Okay, wear the cloak. 7 armor class, so far looking pretty good. That's pretty scary. Well, it's not really that scary, but it is kind of annoying, the Phantom. Maybe I should have thrown some jabs at it. I'm still pretty powerful though, because I'm a troll, so that goes very well. Okay, the pain of the troll only comes later in the game, I think. For now, it's gonna be an enjoyable experience because I'm actually gonna be really crazy strong, especially with these jabs. I think that if it wasn't for the jabs, I would be in some serious trouble here. Okay, it wasn't really as good as I wanted it to be. Didn't really kill anything, or it killed one guy, I suppose. Um, but it is not going terribly. Um, Starpolemic, I assume that you don't remember what other troll you wanted me to play, because I want to know. I'm gonna just punch them now that I'm not weak anymore. Didn't lose a single jab. That was kind of lucky. D4 Ogre. Very, very scary enemy. I'm gonna throw some nets because I can. Ouch, that really hurt. Okay. 34, and then failed to hit me a couple of times. Very glad that I didn't get killed by that troll, because, you know, or that ogre. I was playing it very risky by not just using consumables or throwing another net at the ogre. But I didn't want to spend my nets. They're very valuable. Unfortunately, it was not really that necessary. I don't like that the rocks are worthless now. They really are worthless. Like, they're not gonna deal damage, and they're always gonna be destroyed on impact. It's just a bunch of really bad things. Was that nerf really necessary? Like, throwing is already pretty nerfed in my opinion. Hmm. What do you do? Nothing other than be mildly scary because Hilork Ghost. Firestorm. I sure wish that I wasn't a troll. With most other characters, I would definitely enjoy using that. But as a troll, yeah, that's pretty much hopeless. I shouldn't even attempt it because it's only gonna be a road that ends in pain. Alright, that went well. So I think that stones are only worth it for attracting monsters now, I guess. With how ridiculously low the damage is and 100% chance to break on impact. At least the damage should have been increased if they were gonna always break instead of being decreased. I don't like fighting all of these guys in an open area. I think that the correct thing to do here is probably to just re-teleport. I don't think that I'm beating them all. Maybe I can kill the Boda, but it is very risky to fight them all. They all had polearms, and they all were swift, and I was weak, so yeah. Finding an old band in the open, especially one with a shaman, or well, I guess they're called Bodas now. Yeah, it's not really a thing that you want to fight against. This is so sad. Why? Stones are worthless. I'm just gonna drop them. Um, Gonna disable the auto pickup for stones if it's not already disabled. Yep, they're pretty worthless. They don't do anything other than waste a turn. I have not found the temple. I'm on D6. It should be okay, however. Shouldn't be the end of the world. Finding some large rocks would also be pretty nice. Not really a necessity, it would be cool, however. I have a tower shield that I have been thinking about ever since I found it. I think that is a very nice addition to what my character can do. What is this? A barding. +1 barding too. Weird. Anyway, I'm a troll, so that doesn't really mean anything to me. It's just a miscellaneous item that the game decided to generate this time. Nothing that I can make use of. Large rocks. Okay, I guess ask and ye shall be given. And in this case, I was indeed given some large rocks. Let's train some throwing, as I did say. We're gonna be getting 10 throwing. We found some altars here in the dungeon. No Chei yet. Guardian Spirit. I guess Guardian Spirit is better than not having anything. It is an amulet of plus 8 HP, I suppose. I don't think that it is going to do a lot, but you know, having 8 extra HP is better than not having anything. At some point, I should train some fighting. I'm gonna walk away until Menkaure is in that position. I'm gonna try to go for acid. I cannot acid Menkaure, too far away. Okay. I'm gonna go for the net. Goes for the torment. I throw 2 nets. The 2 nets miss with 2.7 throwing, so fair enough. Let's go for acid. Okay. Let's go for rock. And there we go. And shatters for extra damage. So, do these actually break as well? I don't really think that they break as well. I think that would be extremely messed up. No, they don't always break. It just happens to be that I got unlucky this time. That's a shame. I am going to abstain from using them so much. Only in important situations, like if Menkaure is chasing you and immediately hasted, that's the kind of situation where you want to use that on. Okay, so I am Chei now. I'm a troll of Chei. I'm gonna have a lot of dexterity, and that's gonna mean a lot of shield. It might even mean a little bit of spellcasting, though I don't think that it is such a wise thing to do. But who knows? Who knows? It depends. I might want to go for statue form, for example. Okay, so I lost the ability to run away, and by extension, my regen also got heavily nerfed, unfortunately. But it is going to be okay. Do I have attraction? Because attraction would be pretty good here. I got robust. I was randomly drinking potions because I want attraction right now, and I got robust and -2 evasion rating. That's such a big deal for this character. It's gonna be great. Let's see. I'm gonna continue trying to find. No. Okay. Chei forgives your accidental hurry just this once. Advanced technology in order to haste yourself when you're a Chei worshipper. That's so sick. Yeah, let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, and I think that I'm going to take advantage of my unintentional haste to destroy these guys like crazy. That went very well. Yeah, definitely worked out at the end of the day, drinking those unidentified potions. Who would have guessed that I would get so crazy good results out of doing that? And here's the thing, I was hoping for attraction. I was not hoping for robust and minus evasion rating. That's really strong, robust and minus evasion rating. So strong, in fact, that I am curious about wearing the tower shield. Where's the tower shield? I didn't pick it up. Okay, let me go back for it, because it really is an important thing to have. And I am very curious indeed. But I think that it has to wait. I am going to get my 10 throwing, and then I'm gonna get 12 fighting. Yeah, 12 fighting. Ooh, row of knight. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna grab it. Later on, when I have more throwing skill, it is going to become significantly less desirable to have the row of knight, so I'm gonna take it off. Yeah, I just found the row of knight. Starpolemic, I was asking if you remembered what kind of troll you wanted me to play. I know that it was like a troll of Chei, but I don't know exactly what background it was. Oh, three of feathers. Oh, okay, three of feathers. Sure, I'll do a three of feathers in the near future. And by the near future, I mean when I die with this character, because I don't think that I am getting um, very far. I mean, it would be a very pleasant surprise, but I don't think it is actually gonna happen. Um, is this run is fine as well? Nah, I can do it. Don't worry about it. Take advantage of the fact that I am in a good mood. Um, Yeah, for some reason, making those videos yesterday got me in a pretty good mood. Looking forward to streaming today. Um, yeah, in case you were not aware, people who are watching this, whether it's live or on a replay, I put three videos on YouTube yesterday and I made two more. I was going to go out, but I decided to stay home because I was feeling kind of in pain. I might need new shoes, and I felt like just making videos because I hadn't made videos in a while. So I think that it works very well for me to just make videos when I want to make videos and then make a ton of videos. I am still surprised at the fact that I made 5 videos in one sitting. Essentially, well, it was 4 videos in one sitting, and then there was one more video that I made as a result of someone commenting on one of my other videos that I uploaded that day. Pretty interesting thing. Hmm. So yeah, now I have a lot of content in the waiting room. Well, a bit of content. I don't really have a lot because I uploaded 3 videos yesterday, as I already mentioned. I'm gonna buy the kite shield. Let's see what we get. It's a kite shield of reflection, enchanted. I would have appreciated protection, but reflection is also okay. I'm gonna put it on right now. I think that I'm just gonna turn off throwing actually. I'm gonna start training for my things because otherwise it is gonna get pretty late on my training of stuff. Unfortunately, with troll aptitudes, it is pretty complicated to get going. Um, yeah, it's gonna be rough for quite a while, especially with the addition of throwing to the mix. Never using these scrolls of amnesia. Also, never using enchant weapons, so we can drop that. Um, Another potion of mutation. I should pick it up actually, because it's a dangerous item, so the game doesn't know how to pick them up for me. I have no idea how to fix that, but it is just how it is. Okay, that went well, surprisingly well. I am a bit astonished at the fact that this is going so well. Mm, okay. Yeah, when I saw the whites, I was a bit nervous because I was unaware, or like I was not sure that I was gonna be able to beat them. But fortunately, it turned out to be the case. My character is just powerful enough to be able to deal with them without running away, which is the point that you wanna get at when you are a Chei worshipper, pretty much always. Not being able to run away is not a good thing. Okay, pretty decent ring mail, but I cannot use it. What I can use, however, is this Amulet of Reflection to have a little bit of extra shield. Guardian Spirit can go straight into the trash. We do not need that anymore. Um, and I think that Reflection will just provide me extra levels of protection compared to what I had before. Okay, just very slow Chei walking to position myself in a better spot so that I don't get hit by all the zombies at the same time. That's pretty good. And yeah, I'm really strong. That is not only in terms of character power level, but also because of Chei Briados. I have 28 strength, and it's only gonna get higher. On my level up to 15, which we are getting kinda close to, it's gonna happen after Lure most likely, because trolls do not level up very quickly. I am probably gonna get Dexterity, just because I have crazy amounts of strength already. Okay, don't get surrounded by jacks. I think getting hit by a couple of attacks and attacks of opportunity is better than just fighting while surrounded. I saw an extremely dangerous monster. Oh, it went away. Oh, well, that's weird. Now, okay, I have another Troll Letter Armor. Do I want it over Robe of Night? Probably not. Probably not. But and on the other hand, the regen. It's gonna be me regening almost 2 HP per turn, which obviously a pretty nice thing. Okay, got some good hits on the two-headed ogre. I was a bit nervous when it got next to me, but fortunately it ended up working out just fine. And yeah, the early game is the most dangerous and difficult part for a Chei worshipper, the part where they're most likely to encounter things that they would rather run away from, and the part where they're not going to be able to do so. But I am very glad to see that it has not been the case for me so far. I'm still reading Identify to identify blinking. Blinking is always a very important and valuable thing to have, and I value it even more because I am with Chei. Ruin, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate the support. Thank you for your support. Yeah. Um, Also, thank you for stopping by, I suppose. I appreciate that as well. Yeah. This character has really surprised me so far. I wonder how much of that has to do with the fact that I got a really good piece of armor very early into the game. The Robe of Night may not be the greatest thing later on, but for now it is super sweet because it provides me with a lot of armor class that I otherwise wouldn't really have access to. Also, the willpower is gonna be sweet later on when I start seeing things that can hex me, Lair, and the basilisks. Oh, talking about basilisks. Yep, you resist with almost no effort. Pretty sweet, pretty convenient. Ooh, cloak. Let's see what we got here. +1. Okay, better than +0. We do not complain. I think that I'm just gonna drop the troll letter. I don't really think that I'm ever gonna use it thanks to the Robe of Night. Normally I would value my first source of regen a bit more highly, but I am a troll, so I don't really need regen as much. Yeah, I guess as much is a good word to use as other characters, because I already have a little bit of it. Your first source of regen is, in my opinion, the most important one to have. Okay, I'm gonna put on the Ring of Strength just to hit even harder. Found a couple of boomerangs, I'm gonna put those on the quiver. Okay. Well, I cannot walk away from these guys, but I can definitely mess them up. I'm gonna use Scroll of Poison and Potion of Attraction, and then they're gonna die because I pulled them into the Clouds of Poison. Yep. Pretty nice situation to have those consumables on and already identified. By the way, since I have already identified blinking, I can read everything else, which I am going to do. We find butterflies, magic mapping, silence, and we cannot read any more scrolls. So let's go Lair 0, and before entering Lair, we can read the final. Okay, that's pretty annoying. Let me just see if I can kill this bee. And then let's read the final scroll acquirement. No, Fogu. Okay. Well, there's few scrolls that I have not identified. There's Torment and of course Acquirement. What do you have for me today, Gastronok? I'm gonna get shields. I'm gonna get 12 shields. How to see invisible? I guess it's better than not having anything, though I don't really need to see invisible. I already have that from the Robe of Night. Scarf of Invisibility, we do not need that. Since watching my streams, you've gone from 8 wins to 14. That's pretty sweet. What is the kind of character archetype that you enjoy the most? Mage or Hexer or Summoner, melee character, hybrid, ranger, etc., etc. Like, what do you like to do in Crawl the most? Or do you just like to play Crawl and go with the flow and see what the game has in store for you today? Because that's also a pretty okay thing to do. Unfortunately, I don't have scrolls of magic mapping here. That's a bit of a shame. I certainly wish that I had one magic mapping because I have a gauntlet here and I really do not want to miss it. It is very important for me not to miss this gauntlet because gauntlets can make or break characters. They can break characters, of course, if the gauntlet or the Minotaur kills you, but the making part, it means, you know, the loot that you get. What do I have here? This is not magic mapping. I'm gonna re-identify on this scroll. It's a scroll of noise, okay. That's actually not terrible because it saves me potentially a fight in a position where I don't want to be taking very long fights. You've been playing a lot of Hunter. Heavy brand with finesse is very fun and a ranged weapon. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Like heavy arbalest with finesse. Sounds like it just melts things. I don't really like the things that were done to the Ranger, but I might give it a try just because you mentioned it eventually. Okay, nearby. Come on. Okay, it's not over here. I am getting pretty close, but it's also about to run off. I am very nervous about that. This would be a good situation to not have the reduced line of sight. The reduced line of sight with Chei means that I am just like messing myself up very nearby. I am very, very close, but I don't know exactly where it is. Man, I should take off the rope. Yeah, okay. I hope that I do not get into a fight, but it said that I was very nearby when I was over here. Okay, I think this might be it. Yeah, there's no. This is Shoal's entrance. That's not that. Now I'm very distant. The messages as they are right now, I don't like them. The messages they got reworked a couple of versions ago, and I feel like they're just disastrous now. Ouch. Okay, big damage. I'm gonna use 3 here because I have no armor class because I took off the Robe of Night. 3 gives me extra damage, extra armor class, extra HP. It's extra good. Okay, Nergal. I certainly wish that I was not fighting Nergal at half HP and with no armor class. Come on, I need you to die. I need you to just get hit really, really hard. And there we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. After all, I am a troll. My damage rating right now is 41. It is crazy high for this point in the game. Oh no, I missed it. I am so close and I missed it. Yeah. Okay, I can blink. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna blink into it. If it disappears, I'm gonna be sad. I got it. I got it after the final message. That's crazy because the final message means that you have like 10 turns. Usually, if you see the final message, you're not gonna get to the portal vault. But I think it was absolutely worth it to use a scroll blinking to get in here. Let's see what kind of wonderful loot ends up being dropped for me here. A very lucky situation. Come on, explore everything. Okay. Let's see what we got. Blinking. So already it pays itself off. And rendered ring. Okay, that's not terrible. I want the blinking and I want the rendered ring. But unfortunately, it seems that I need to choose between the blinking and the rendered ring. Rendered ring wins. Okay, unfortunately, I also have to choose between a robe, a scarf. Ooh, okay. For a second, I thought that I could get scarf and the rendered ring, but I'll go for the rendered ring. Yep. Always go for the artifacts in here, unless the artifact is guarded by something that's like crazy difficult and you know that you're not gonna kill. Then don't do that, of course. But more often than not, like I can kill those things. I think. I would like to believe. Poison fear maybe is how I kill them. Yeah, it's just a matter of surviving for long enough. And I can probably do that with the usage of consumables, yeah. Okay. Those spiders are also gonna be a decent amount of Chebriel's piety, so that's a good thing. Let's go over here. You have to go over here for my ring, right? Okay, that scarf. That scarves are pretty scary. I'm glad that I didn't get. I'm glad that I didn't get slowed here because that would have hurt quite a bit. Okay, time to face my fears, but not there. The ring is over here. No, no, the ring is in that one. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't make a mistake. Going. Okay, that's pretty good. Gonna read poison now. I'm gonna also drink attraction. So the good old poison attraction. I need guys to get pulled into the clouds of poison, most of which were removed, unfortunately, because of the constant blinking away. But it was not really that much of an issue. I have been managing to get rid of everything regardless. It sure helps that I have a decent amount of shield stat and lots of extra HP and poison resistance. Now I have a ring of poison resistance +1 pretty much. Or, well, I guess it is technically a ring of poison resistance +4 since it gives me force laying. That's a really good thing to have, the force laying, because attacks with unarmed combat are faster than normal weapon attacks. Like, if I had a weapon with 11 unarmed combat, or like with 11 weapon skill, the weapon wouldn't really be attacking at 0.8. It would be attacking at 1.0, 0.9, especially considering that I'm using a shield. So yeah, that's a really good thing to have access to. The extra little bit of slaying. Okay, the glaive of Gura shouts to be tubers. I'm gonna have to search the internet for a picture of Gura. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the stream just to scare people away, because I can do that. But obviously not that big. I guess we can make it significantly smaller. So big, that's crazy. Okay, and I guess I can put it here instead of the Jiba dancing thing for now. Okay, be right back on following. Yeah, there we go. The Glaive of Gura. Let's see if I can win the game with the Glaive of Gura. Oh, look at this guy, +2 swamp scales. That's something that I am interested in. I'm also interested in the silver jabs. You know what I should do to this guy? I should throw a net to begin with. Throw net. Okay, it misses. Throw another net. It hits. Okay, that's a big deal. Now we're gonna go for acid. Okay, does not. Oh, it's not gonna get corroded. It has resistance to corrosion, so don't use acid. Throw large rocks instead. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. Lost my net, and the Minotaur is still alive. I think that it's still perfectly feasible for me to win this. It's just getting kind of scary. If I had any amount of invocations, step or like slouch is the correct thing to do here, I think, but I don't have invocation, so I'm not gonna waste my piety like that. The silver sears you. Okay, as long as it doesn't sear me for half my HP, everything is fine. And there we go. Okay, 2 silver jabs +2 swamp scales. Normally I don't fight the Minotaur, but I think this time was absolutely worth it for me to. Ooh, boy, look at this. Man, and I was gonna use the swamp scales. I'm absolutely using the shield of protection and the moon troll letter. That's really good. Yeah, look at this character. It got crazy good in the blink of an eye. Okay, that's such a big deal. I am super glad that I used that scroll blinking. It was 100% worth it. We also got the Glaive of Gura, so sure. I'm gonna have that in my inventory for the rest of the game. I personally don't watch Gura, but just for the memes, you know. I guess we can drop the Robe of Night. And yeah, I have 2.83 HP regen. It's gonna be great when I find an amulet of regen because I'm gonna have 3 plus regen, 3.6 perhaps even 3.7, depending on how much HP I have, because you gain natural regen from depending on the amount of HP that you have later down the line, which is pretty nice. Okay. So far, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that went pretty well. I am a bit surprised that I don't have Wand of Flame. This must be the first occasion ever that I don't have a Wand of Flame by the time I see an electric eel. To just easily get rid of it. Vine Stalker with Row of Vines and Amulet of Regen. Oh, someone was talking about that the other day. I think it was Spin Dart who wanted to do literally that. 5.27 HP regen per turn. Now imagine if you were to add Jiva into the mix, you would be hitting 7 HP regen per turn, and it would be absolutely obscene and wonderful. But yeah, at that level of HP, it's really difficult for you to die. Having so much regen is so nice. It means that a couple of turns running away just like fully heals you, and during fights it's like everything. Well, if you're fighting one monster, that one monster is gonna deal 5 less damage to you every turn. It's just super sweet. Okay, I lost a rock. That's fine. I don't like the rate at which I am losing these throwables, however. Yeah, you cannot melee Hydras with Troll Claws because Troll Claws chop off Hydra heads. Daily reminder to complain about that, because that kind of thing is just absurd, and in my opinion, it makes no sense that it is on Crawl as Crawl exists nowadays. Okay. 6 pips of piety. By the way, I don't know how I killed the wolf. Was it poisoned or something? Yeah, look at that. You block the wolf spider's attack, you feel very sick, you kill the wolf. I think it must have been poisoned. And then I left it at like 1 HP. It's probably what happened. Okay, 12 shields. I'm gonna go back to throwing now. I think we can get 12 throwing. And after that, I think we won 16.2 on armed combat. Not that the .2 will really matter a lot, since I'm wearing a shield, so who knows how my attack speed is gonna work. Really, one of the most hurt species from the shield change was Troll. Troll, Ogre, and Formicid were the 3 species that got absolutely shafted the most because of that change. All 3 got special benefits from shields that just kind of evaporated overnight. They were benefits that they kind of needed because they're more difficult than your average species. They have certain upsides and certain downsides, but they have, in my opinion, more downsides than upsides. Troll, Ogre, and Formicid. Gonna use Troll Phase Roll. Spin Dart, thank you for stopping by. You also went Castle and used Distortion Axe with Manifold. It was your fastest win. Distortion Axe with Manifold. Sounds good. Do I have Attraction? I do. Okay, let's drink it. Pull all these bees into the poison. Didn't kill them all, because unfortunately it took me a bit too long. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna use poison again. This is just the fastest way to get rid of them. Okay, yeah, they're dead. Scroll Poison plus Attraction versus Beast. It's like the less violent alternative to Immolation, which I don't have fire resistance, so that's why I didn't really want to use Immolation. And I'm sure that I won't really miss Attraction or Poison. They're a bit more common than Immolation, I think. Troll with Moon Troll Leather Armor. Yes, I have 2.8 regen per turn, and it's gonna get better, but for now, it certainly is nice to have so much regen already. And like, the character has gotten some really good loot. The Kite Shield is good. The Moontroll Leather Armor, of course, is good. Ideally, eventually, I would replace it, probably with gold scales, probably with something else a bit sooner. And in a perfect world, I would just out to explore and find gold scales, but it clearly hasn't happened. We got some throwables, including some jabs and some rocks. And we have even a bit of slaying. 47 damage rating with my melee attacks at sub 1.0 delay, which is super good considering that I am using a shield. Yeah, unarmed combat characters are not really as shafted as weapon users when it comes to shields destroying your attack speed. You are generally not gonna have min delay with unarmed combat anyway, so it's not really that bad. Also, min delay with unarmed combat is 0.5, so they do not like having your attacks be at 0.6 or 0.7 delay compared to 0.8 or 0.9 delay is such a big deal. Like shaving off those numbers increases your damage like crazy, and by extension, adding to those numbers decreases your damage like crazy. Okay, let's go back to unarmed combat. I will eventually go and get some armor skill, but I still need to find an armor that, you know, actually makes it worth it for me to do that. Yeah, this is going super well. I am astonished at how well this is going. There's always a possibility that I just stop scaling, that I just get shafted by gear for the rest of the game from this point onwards. I hope that it doesn't happen, but yeah. And to think that I was not gonna blink into the gauntlet, I very heavily considered not doing it because of the um, because the timer was over. Like I got the final message, so I was like, I'm gonna blink and it's gonna disappear, and I'm gonna be pretty tilted after that. Fortunately, it didn't happen, but I really thought about that as a possibility. If that had happened, the character would look significantly worse right now, and I would be quite disappointed at myself for having done that. And I would be like, I shouldn't have done that. Now I only have one scroll blinking, and everything would be awful. But it was not the case. Yeah, very calculated risk. Glad that it paid off. You never really know how much of a timer you have once you get the final message. Okay, gonna throw some boomerangs. My boomerang throwing is very powerful. I wish that I could see the damage output of my boomerangs, like the damage rating. It's 42? I have 42, 47 and 42 in the boomerangs. That's crazy. 42 damage rating boomerangs. If I do 42 with the boomerangs, how much do I do with the rocks? 73, jeez. Okay, I guess that's what happens when you have 44 strength and an amulet of regen. Okay, we're gonna sacrifice 5 shield for 1 extra source of regen. Perfectly worth it, in my opinion. Okay, I have Rings of Cold and Fire Resistance as well, so I'm ready to take on ice caves and volcanoes if I find them. The character just seems so well prepared for this part of the game. I'm having a blast. Okay, alrighty, we don't care about the Petrify. Yeah, good luck dealing damage to me. I regen like park hit pretty much. Well, it is like park hit for this point in the game. Now I regen 3.6 HP per turn. Absolutely insane levels of regen. I think this bolt has a fire dragon, and it also has obviously a bunch of fire dudes. So I think that it is the correct thing to do to take off the ring of strength, at least for now. Replace it with a ring of fire resistance. And now we have a source of fire resistance. We should be perfectly fine for dealing with this situation. Getting petrified like crazy because that's one of my biggest weaknesses with this character. No willpower. I had it from the Robe of Night, and I am not using the Robe of Night anymore, so no willpower. Hello, Amatoxin. Yes, it's been a good run so far. Absolutely. Apart from the fact that I'm getting petrified like crazy. I have a ton of regen, I have a ton of damage output, I have good gear. The run is looking surprisingly bright. Surprisingly. And also, Chei is just giving me obscene levels of defenses, so it's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get fire skills off of this guy. I'm not afraid because I am really strong and I have fire resistance. So yep. Okay, we do get fire skills. Those are an interesting thing to think about. I'm gonna grab them. I'm not really gonna use them until I get into a volcano. But when I get into a volcano, I think that it is for the best that I equip those instead of the throw ladder. Um, okay, I'm gonna exclude this thing. Crazy damaging boomerangs indeed. And I only have 12 throwing. It's gonna get way better down the line. I have slaying, I have crazy strength, I have a shield. Yeah, it really is looking super good. Let's go to work. Okay, there's a volcano. We should be fine here. No, nothing to be afraid of. At this point, I can just tap the two-head ogre without really being afraid of it killing me. Of course, it's not gonna kill me. I have 157 HP and 15 armor class. I should try to find that. I should not auto-explore because unfortunately Chei makes it really difficult for you to find portal bolts. I wish the game slowed the portal bolts a bit. Um, like the way that Chei slows enemy generation during the orb run. Mm, but it is not how it works, so whatever. Um, Okay, I'm gonna use a potion of flight here so I don't have to go all the way around because I feel like that would rob me of a lot of time. There's also the possibility that the volcano is not even in this section of the level and that I have to go down then go up to get to a volcano. If I have to do that, of course, it would pretty much mean that the volcano didn't generate in this game and I would be disappointed, especially because I have pretty good gear to go into the volcano. Okay, and yep, it seems to be that way actually, nearby. Oh, maybe it is over here in these few pockets that I have not fully explored. Ah, it's not. It really is not the case. Okay, so I am sure that I have to go down then go up to get there. There's another thing that I can do. I can read a teleport. I have 10, so I can afford to use one. Okay, we got a teleport into another section of the level. Pretty good. You know what? This is definitely the kind of position where I would want to use immolation. So let's go ahead and do that. I just want to get rid of these guys as fast as possible. No, no shenanigans here inflicted on me. I mean, I just want to get rid of these guys right now. I do have to say that the darts have already ran their course. The time has come for me to not use the darts anymore. Very nearby, the game says. Very nearby. It really should tell you the direction. Okay, I got really lucky with that teleport. That was a pretty nice teleport, though. Okay, let me wear the fire skills. Let me wear a ring of strength instead of a ring of fire resistance. And let's go in. Okay. No armor class loss. I do lose my regen, but it is perfectly fine. Careful with the movement and stuff. I should not move around. Gargoyle. Okay, something's making me think that this volcano is going to be one of those plentiful volcanoes that have nothing to do with fire damage. So I'm just going to go back to my moon troll letter. Hadn't even considered the fact that the moon troll letter gives you a little bit of guardian spirit. Well, it gives you guardian spirit. You cannot just get a little bit of guardian spirit. Amazed at the fact that the gargoyle died from a single boomerang. I one-shot the gargoyle with a boomerang. How crazy is this? That the boomerangs are dealing so much damage. 42 damage rating still hasn't changed. Absolutely insane. You know, something that I've always been curious about is throwing a boomerang in real life. I wish that one day I get to have the chance to throw a boomerang. Okay, Hell Knight. Careful with the Hell Knight. Okay, it took me a while to kill for some reason. I guess I just got unlucky with my rolls. Orc Knight and a Molten Gargoyle. Nothing really messed up for my character. I guess not having a shield helped a lot in that regard. Mm. Real boomerangs don't return back to you. Are you sure? Well, you're from Australia, right? You use it to hunt animals, but they return to you if they don't hit anything, right? Isn't that supposed to be how they work? Of course, it would be weird if they could return to you after hitting something. That would be a miracle of engineering, but I would expect them to return to you if they don't hit anything. Hey, look at that! It's the neutral orb of fire volcano. Yeah, look at this guy just chilling, indifferent. Um, Theoretically, if you're with Lugonu, you can open this bolt. If you have Shatter as well, or I guess Lugonu or Sif Muna can open those. And then the Orb of Fire will kill you, because it's very difficult to kill an Orb of Fire at this point in the game, or to survive an Orb of Fire at this point in the game. I wonder how much HP or like experience you would get from killing it at experience level 14. Anyway, that was nice. It was not really bad at all. Let's get out here. Yeah, okay. Heavy arbalest, okay. Talking about heavy launchers, Ruin. We found one. I'm not gonna use it because my heavy launchers in this case are just my rocks and my jabs and my boomerangs. But yeah, if a different character would have really been able to take advantage of that. Those aren't genuine boomerangs and don't really serve any purpose except leisure. Oh, so they're like toys, the ones that return to you. Okay. Troll heavy launcher is a rock. Yep. Okay. Gotta be careful with this guy. The sorcerer is definitely the scariest thing on the screen right now, because it can paralyze me and then everyone else just ganks up on me and kills me. Alrighty. I'm gonna go upstairs. I think that it is better to play it safe. I might go down the hatch. I am going to go down the hatch. Okay, that went well. Put me in a very secluded part of the level where I don't have to worry about just being immediately thrown into a fight, which is exactly what I wanted to see. One-shotting orc warriors with boomerangs, nothing out of the ordinary for this 44 strength roll. Imagine if if I was playing in a version where shields scaled solely with strength, if shield stats scaled solely with strength, I would have so much shield, it would be obscene. As it is right now, I do have obscene damage, which definitely helps a lot for the purposes of winning this game. Okay. Okay, very nasty High Priest. Was taking a while to kill for some reason. I just got unlucky rolls, I suppose. Walking towards things is not ideal. That doesn't mean that I cannot just do it. Especially considering how tanky I am right now. I really can't afford to do this kind of thing pre-Lure Branch. The moment that I enter a Lure Branch, however, is the moment that all the funny shenanigans that I'm getting away with pretty much end. Except for Chei. Chei is unfortunately the one funny shenanigan that cannot end because, yeah, you know how it is. So when you abandon Chei, you retain the slowness until you mollify Chei. It is not good. It is a pretty bad thing to be in the receiving end of, for sure. Okay, it's a lot of sorcerers. Pretty scary. Jabs. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of them. Okay, big damage. Big damage again. We get rid of one. I'm gonna tab them. I mean, it is next to me, so whatever. I'm just gonna tab you. Okay, North Sorcerer. There we go. I think that I would have preferred these to be melee orcs, to be completely honest, because melee orcs are not that scary to this character. They sure hit hard, but I hit significantly harder, and I can just like kill them before their damage stacks up. We found a +1 cloak. Okay, I think it was absolutely worth buying. checking out for the potential that it was a cloak of poison resistance, for example. I won't buy anything from there yet. Okay, yeah, it's only mages. No melee orcs in any of these rooms guarding the shops. Okay, on the other hand, I also didn't really get anything from the shops. I guess that I'm gonna buy these, but it's not really um, my expectation. It was not what I wanted to see from there. It's just like whatever. Nice little extra loot, extra consumables. You throw them strength, like a rock but wide range to hit, aerodynamic, very good to crush legs. How heavy are they that you can crush a leg by throwing a boomerang? That sounds crazy. I like the more you tell me about boomerang throwing, I am more interested in eventually trying it myself. Okay, that's it for Orc. So let's go back to the dungeon. Um, yeah, large slime creature, no issue. 1/3 of a kilo. That's yeah, that's not really that heavy, but it is definitely heavy enough to be worrisome if you throw it at something or someone. Um, so yeah, I can see how it can break something's leg. That's crazy. Okay, that was a bunch of extremely dangerous things. I'm glad that I didn't go here earlier, because I would have been like, oh yeah, this is the kind of bolt that you should like never do. Um, but fortunately, I waited until I did lair an orc in order to go here. We even managed to beat a Yaktar in a battle of ranged combat, which is not really a normal thing at this point in the game, but I am just powerful enough to be able to get away with doing that. Um, I have 16 rocks. The time is getting closer and closer for me to start throwing rocks instead of throwing boomerangs and jabs. I would like to have at least 20 throwing. Throwing is something that like you want 27 because it keeps getting better and better. The damage keeps scaling up, but I would be okay with 20 because 20 gives me 1.0 delay on large rocks, which is nice. And then maybe 27 shields, since we have already established that shields are really good in the last couple of characters. This is going so well that I might win it. When I picked Chei, I was ready to die immediately afterwards. Like I'm talking about get out of the temple and die because I went Chei. I am a bit surprised that it didn't happen, but I'm not unpleased. Let me go ahead and get rid of the darts. I think that we can get rid of the darts. Darts are normally what I do to kill things when my character just sucks and it cannot kill anything. But this character does not suck by any measure of the word, so it doesn't need to rely on darts to kill things. It has enough damage output to bypass heavily armored foes. Like orc knights and orc warriors. We have seen examples of that already. I'm gonna get dexterity here because I already have crazy strength, and it's only gonna get crazier the more the game goes on. So crazy dexterity will go well with my shield stat. 16.2 on armed combat. Let's get 15 fighting. No, no evocations yet, but it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Keep in mind that this troll also has robust one. I drank a potion of mutation randomly, and I got two really good mutations. The -2 evasion rating helps with the kite shield penalties. I think that the kite shield penalties do not get influenced by encumbrance rating, but yeah, it's still nice because it doesn't reduce my evasion that much. Is there a story with the photo of Gura? I have the glaive of Gura. That's why I put the photo of Gura here instead of the Jiba dancing emote. Um, that's why the glaive of Gura. Yeah, obviously I'm not using the glaive of Gura. After all, it is a glaive of Gura. Why would I use it? I'm a troll and I do better by punching things. But I'm still carrying the glaive of Gura because it is the glaive of Gura. Why not? Lodul dies. Lodul is not nearly as scary when he's within melee range, just hitting you. Um, but on the other hand, this character is also kind of crazy and can get away with stabbing a bunch of ogres at this point in the game. 10 of Tremorsons, I want that. Yeah, give me that. Okay, I keep finding rocks. I'm a bit astonished at the large amount of rocks that I have already gotten. I have 53 rocks. It's gonna be great for the mid game. I'm also a bit surprised at how fast this has been going. What do you have there? Randheart Amulet. Definitely very tempting. A Storm Dragon, potentially Storm Scales. I will come back when I have either resistance to electricity or a potion of resistance. Which, yeah, I don't have either. Or, like, I don't have either yet, is what I meant. But once I find those, we will be coming back for that Randheart Amulet. Normally, the Ghost Bolts don't give you incentive to open them, but that one definitely did. I have 6 Scrolls of Enchant Armor as well. The moment that I find Gold Scales, the character is just gonna seal its victory. If I find Gold Scales early enough, that is, it's gonna be wonderful. Yeah, damage rating 75 on the rocks. Can you believe that? That's absolutely insane. Yeah, still cannot do that, so you're gonna have to be a bit patient for the amulet. Um, I'm very optimistic about this character. I mean, it can still go poorly, everything can go down the drain. I just don't think that it is going to happen with how well this has been going so far. 4 bolts, I should remember to put on the Amulet of Reflection. With the amount of regen that I already have, I don't think that 4 bolts specifically, having regen out values, having reflection. Reflection will make it so that a lot of Yactors just like kill themselves whenever they shoot at me, which is obviously a really good thing, because I also have a little bit of a hard time getting to them and hitting them. It is definitely not wise to reposition whenever you're moving so slowly versus a whole band of Yoctors that you can never outrun. So reflection is definitely going to be the way to go for that part of the game. I ran out of boomerangs. That's a shame. Yeah, who needs Iron Shot when you have rocks? Um, a Ring of Evasion. Should I put that on? Nah, I'm gonna pass on it. My defenses are pretty good now, and 5 evasion would just slightly diminish my damage output, so I don't think that I want it. Um, do Ogre Mages only get two-head Ogre bans now? That's actually okay. I don't mind that. I don't think that it is a bad thing because Ogre Mages are pretty scary late game enemies. So having only two-head Ogres makes a bit of sense, considering how the normal one-headed Ogres are D4 denizens. And to think that this run could have ended earlier if I had if I had died to the ogre that I found on D4, that I shouldn't have fought, but fought instead and almost got killed by when it hit me once for 37. That was pretty nasty, but there was no follow up, so I was able to kill it. And I got the Dream Shard necklace. That is an amulet of life saving in case you have played NetHack. I mean, you know what amulet of life saving does. It's pretty self explanatory. This is kinda better than an amulet of life saving because it summons protective dreams that heal and fight for the wearer. So um, it is okay. It is okay that that I have it. I'm not gonna put it on yet. I might put it on for the alert branches, which unfortunately we are. Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna put it on now. Actually, I think that if there's a point in the game where I'm likely to die, it's gonna be the alert branches. So I'm just gonna put it on for the alert branches. You're playing TE4. What is TE4? Is it Tome or is it something else that I'm not aware of? Hmm. Tome. And have you been enjoying it? Because my experience with Tome was short and intense. And it ended with me never playing Tome again. I didn't win Tome. I played one game of Tome. And I got very far. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna win my roguelike for like in the first attempt for like that was like 5 years ago, and I got killed in the second map to overworld mobs, and I was furious. I was so angry. I haven't been that angry at anything since. So yeah. And with the way that my life is going, there's a good chance that I'm never gonna be as angry at anything as that, unless something really tragic happens, which hopefully nothing like that would happen. We are gonna go do Spider or Shoals. Oof, both are horrendous. Shoals seems okay. You entered Tomb. Why is it more difficult, ridiculous than Sod 5? Sod 5 isn't even that hard compared to Extended. Um, Tomb is usually something that is done after Hell, after Pandemonium. Some people also do it again after Hell. I personally like doing Pandemonium, Abyss, Tomb. Well, Pandemonium, Abyss, Sigrat, Tomb, Hell is the way that I like to go at it. I guess let's go to Shoals. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw rocks. Oh, Ice Cave. That's fine. We can definitely take advantage of the Ice Cave. Unfortunately, one of my greatest strengths, which is throwing, is kind of disabled here. We do not really throw stuff here because it means that I would be destroying accidentally a bunch of my stuff in water, mm, which is kind of annoying. No one wants to do that. Oh yeah, the Ice Cave. Maybe don't auto-explore. The Ice Cave might have some really good stuff for me. Magic Mapping. Well worth it to use. Difficulty is less spiky than Crawl early game, but it doesn't have the visual clarity and simplicity from Crawl. Yeah, it's not. Its user interface is not as bad as the one from Tome. The one, or like the one from Kochmind. Last year, you remember, I played Kochmind. I was so mad at how Kochmind was by the end. Yeah. Tom doesn't really have that issue, but I do not like that there's 20 million resistances. Um, so you have 20 million different properties to look for in your gear. Um, and I remember that there was this one property that I didn't have access to, and I spent like hours, literal hours, searching literally every item that had generated in the game to try to find it, and I didn't have it, so I just gave up. It was bad. I did not like that. Yeah, there's a lot of things in Tom that I just do not vibe with, despite my limited experience with the game. And yeah, like to be completely honest, that experience dying to overworld mobs in the second map, well, soured me so much in like for the game towards the game that I just like have not had any desire or interest to play it again. It just became very evident that it's not the kind of game that I would really enjoy. On the other hand, I have discovered Rift Wizard, and Rift Wizard is a game that I do like quite a bit. So yeah, I like Rift Wizard. I really should play more Rift Wizard, or Rift Wizard more frequently, because it's a great game. Okay, so far so good. I'm astonished at how well this has been going. My HP has barely dropped. Is this the power of having a shield? I am very willing to believe such a thing. Like, shields are great. I love shields. Shields are fantastic. Shields are a really good thing to have access to, I would say. Okay, there was a frost giant there, but it got absolutely deleted by the obscene power of my character. Going pretty well. Oh, those gloves would have been nice. Okay, we got a bunch of loot here. Nothing too wonderful, nothing really worth talking about. No Cloak of Cold Resistance, unfortunately. That, I think, would be the most appealing item for my character to get here. But we got some stuff and we didn't really spend anything, so whatever. Let's get out of here. Was it worth the magic mapping? Probably not, but who really cares? Shields are the reason you find two-handers obsolete. Yeah, me too. I like two-handers, but I like shields more. Like, shields are just straight up better than two-handers. And it is an option. You have to choose between shields, as nerfed as they are, and two-handers, as buffed as they are, and I still think shields just win. It is not a matter of shields being too good or two-handers being too bad. It is a matter of damage output in the game is crazy when it comes from monsters, and shields has a good chance of heavily mitigating that. So there's quite a few species that just want a shield more than they want the increased damage output themselves, especially when the damage output is as unreliable as a melee attack that can be missed, that can roll very lowly, that needs to be within melee range. It's just like shields make way more sense than melee weapons in this game. You loved your shield until you got spammed with trap nets and you couldn't use it. Yeah, also, another thing that I have to mention is that the more the game goes on, the weaker shields get. Once you start encountering effects that cannot really be blocked, you better have another way to deal with them compared to using a shield. I wonder what I should train now. More shields. More shields. I'm gonna get 18 shields. My objective is to get 27 shields with this character. Yeah, like fireballs and torment, damnation, they're not really gonna care about your shield. But there's quite a few effects in the game that do. So I do not particularly agree anymore with the original Mikey philosophy that shields were kind of worthless, not only because they decrease your damage, but also because there were a lot of effects that prevented or that just ignored shields that monsters had. It used to be true back in the day that those were significant drawbacks. I don't think that it is the case nowadays with how crazy damaging monsters can be. So yeah. And I think that the only way to make it so that shields are like that it is an interesting decision to make between shields and a two-hander is for the damage in the game to get less crazy. Everything is just like mighty or deals crazy damage, and then there's like crystal spears and a bunch of stuff like that that just ruins your day if it hits you. Adding the extra layer of defense is something that only makes a lot of sense. If a Witch Shield and a Reflection Surge lets you kill a whole pack of Centaur Warriors without moving, I think they're bad. Yeah, there's that as well. A Reflection is a nice property to have for sure. I like having other brands in my shields, but Reflection has its place, and its place is absolutely bolts. For bolts, I'm gonna be putting the Amulet of Reflection on. I might even switch to the Tower Shield. Tower Shield plus Amulet of Reflection at the cost of 3 armor class. It's gonna give me so much offense power versus Yoctors and Centaurs that I think is gonna be absolutely worth it. I saw a boomerang here. Let me pick it up. I want boomerangs. Oh, but I have to buy them. I don't want to buy boomerangs. Let's quiver that. You asked for Telmex to go install. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I did the same, and I have had 0 issues with my change in ISP. So yeah, good stuff. Let's drink flight here to get in there. Okay, look at that, some good stuff. Okay. Oh. For a second I was like, oh, I think that I am trapped here, but I'm not trapped here. Orange crystal statue. It's guarding a bazaar. It's guarding a non-temporary bazaar. I'm a bit excited over that. Let me re-teleport, because this is a position where I can die if I am overconfident. I already took a lot of damage after all. I did take a lot of damage, as I already mentioned, but it's not really an issue because obscene levels of regen, 3 regen per turn. Something about reflection that makes it really fun. Yeah, I think that it is the psychological feeling of returning offense back to the sender. Like, oh yeah, look at how you are harming yourself with your own actions. That kind of thing. I think that that's why people like reflection. Um, hmm. I am thinking if I want anything here, probably only the attraction. Yeah, very cheap for what it does. No heal wounds there that I was interested in. There were curings, but I have a fair amount of curing already. I have 15, so I don't really need to spend any more resources than necessary on curing. I also am pretty sure that the next level has like this bolt with the statue. I'm sure that it has non-timed bazaar. I think that it is just a permanent bazaar that I can just go in whenever I want. I think that I'm gonna wait until I have around 2,000 gold. It's not gonna be enough for me to buy, for example, gold scales if they happen to generate there. But then again, if I wait for being able to buy gold scales, I can just get them myself. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to wait anymore. Maybe by the time I'm done with shoals, I should go do that with the amount of money that I have. Um, or I could wait for a scroll of acquirement to go into that non-temporary bazaar. Um, Here I am talking about all those things that would be wonderful to do if that was indeed a bazaar. It would also be pretty much a shame if it turned out to not be a bazaar. But I am pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is, because why else would a statue generate guarding what's probably gonna be just a one-tile corridor with the portal bolt, or with the entrance to the bazaar around here? I'm sure that's how it's gonna be. Um, and yeah, the statues are really easy for me to kill. The statues have one crippling weakness, and that is absolute lack of evasion. And by extension, I can kill them by throwing 2 rocks at them, pretty much guaranteed. I just cannot really afford to do it if there's anything else in the level, because it can get pretty dangerous otherwise. Yep, either a shop or a bazaar, and I am sure that it is going to be a bazaar. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna kill this thing, hit it twice. Very chunky damage output. How much in 1650? I'm gonna wait a bit more. Final level of shoals. So far, this has been really easy. Apart from one situation where things were getting kind of sketchy, this has been really easy. It doesn't seem that we got one of the nasty bolts for shoals 4, which is really nice. There's some bolts that absolutely can destroy you here. But if it's just the one of the huts or houses layouts, that's not really the worst thing. Mm. Okay. It's a pretty good thing that ogre trolls do not fumble in water anymore. I definitely appreciate that a lot. Well, they didn't actually. But the thing that got changed was that they do not move slowly in water. Doesn't really matter a lot since I am a Chei worshiper and I shouldn't be moving at all in the vicinity of enemies regardless. But if I need to, it is going to be a nice thing to have. Um, yeah, other species do have that issue that I mentioned, that they fumble attacks in water. Um, that's why water nymphs can be so nasty. Hmm. Hmm. I was thinking of using Tin of Tremor Stones. It doesn't really work here, I think, because of because I don't have evocations. Oh, I didn't fear the Avatar, and the Avatar just decided to continue mesmerizing me. You know what? Fair enough. I'm just gonna throw some jabs at you. It missed. It barely dealt any damage. It did decent damage. Okay, killing this is taking me far longer than I thought it was gonna take me. I'm also, it's kind of annoying because I'm targeting the javelin throws in such a way that they don't drop in the water. I don't want them to do that. Okay, one of those merfolk javelineers, well, it is a javelineer after all, so obviously it has jabs. Things are getting kind of scary. I'm just taking too much damage. I think that one of the most damaging things here is the fact that one of the dudes has a jabs, so cannot block those. I think that a bunch of the damage that I'm taking from these guys is being um, diminished by my shield. Tempted to read teleport because I don't really imagine myself beating all of these guys in the position that I am right now. Um, hmm. I can also do this and then read immolation. Uh-huh. Okay, we get hit pretty hard there. It's kind of annoying. I kind of have to step away from the cloud of fire. But would it deal more damage to me to do that than to just sit here and try to kill these guys? I think that I'm just gonna start throwing silver jabs. Ouch. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage. Complicated position. I'm gonna throw another silver jab. Snapping Turtle explodes. Explosions. Impaler is still pretty hurt. And I am also pretty hurt. I wonder if I'm almost dead or severely wounded, according to the game. That's a curious thing to think about. And there we go. I think that I won. Yeah, I'm not sure that I won because that may have made a lot of noise and it could attract a bunch of monsters. But it turned out to be okay, and that was where the room was. Okay, perfectly reasonable. I don't like this room layout for shows. The reason why I don't like it is because it makes it pretty difficult to get everyone in one spot, so you can just hit them all with something crazy like Tin of Tremor Stones or Immolation. One of those guys has a good ring that I am interested in using myself. It has weakness to cold, but it also has 9 strength and resistance to electricity. So I think that it is worth it to put that ring on and also equip a ring of weakness to cold at the same time. Seems like a really reasonable thing. Um, okay, let's see what else we got here in these houses. Kraken, okay. Hmm. I think that it's probably for the best that I do not fight those guys. Thinking about it, I can deal with Donald. I have jabs myself, so I can do the same thing that the merfolks were doing to me. But Donald is pretty dangerous. After all, my previous run the other day died to Donald. Hmm. You're not poison resistant, are you? You're not poison resistant. So I guess we can add a little bit of poison to the mix. Um, Donald is about to hit me pretty hard. The javelin closely misses Donald. Okay, pierces through Donald. Donald hits me. You kill Donald. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, another javelinier. By the way, I think that the javelinier that I was fighting earlier died over deep water, so I didn't really get to pick up its jabs. It's a shame, but I think that it doesn't really matter if I it doesn't really matter if I kill a javelinier over water, because I already have a lot of jabs anyway. It would only matter if they were silver jabs, which I'm not sure they were. Careful with the avatar, because I don't have willpower. I don't want to get pulled into the Kraken. I can fight the Kraken, but I should not get pulled into the Kraken. Yeah, there we go. Easy Kraken kill. It was a barnacled Rune of Sot. So did it also have the same monster table that the Sot or that the Rune Bolt has? Because the Rune Bolt has a bunch of more powerful monsters than the average. Um, I bet you've all already realized throughout your own forays into shoals. The house that's most heavily guarded is the one that has the rune. And that one was pretty heavily guarded. It had a Kraken after all. Mm. Okay, big damage from my boomerangs. Also got another boomerang from this guy. 7 boomerangs, gained 3. Alrighty. Um, yeah, cool. Shield 16. Time to do a little switcheroo of my gear. I'm not gonna go into Spider yet. I might not even go into Spider at all. Put on this and this is a bit of a complicated position. My lack of resistances is starting to catch up with me, unfortunately. I would love to have resistance to fire, cold, and electricity going into bolts, but I can only acquire cold and resistance to electricity. Or can I even get resistance to electricity? I don't think it is the case. Hmm. No, no, no. I was thinking of equipping the Shield of Reflection, but I think the correct thing to do is to just equip the Tower Shield. Okay, equip the Tower Shield. Equip the Ring of, or the Amulet of Reflection. You're gonna get drained, but it is perfectly fine. Hold on a second. Before I put on that Amulet of Reflection, I did say that I was going to fight that Storm Dragon when I had resistance to electricity, and I just acquired that. I might get drained a lot, but it really shouldn't be that much of an issue. After all, look at the amazing HP that I have. Running around with 140 HP or so for a while, it's probably not gonna be that terrible. So let's go find this amulet on D14. Let me take a look at the ghost as well. Maybe the ghost has a... yeah, it has nothing. It's a super easy to deal with ghost. Yes, put this on. And instead of the Ring of Strength, because it just gives me more strength than the Ring of Strength. So whatever. Weakness to cold, kind of spooky, but resistance to electricity. The ghost is a joke. The Storm Dragon is a joke, and we get scales. Very interesting thing to acquire. The scales make it so that I really don't need to use this ring, and that's a pretty okay thing because the ring has weakness to cold, which is not really a good thing to have for bolts. This Ring of Acrobat or the Amulet of Acrobat, the 2 pips of willpower, it's good, but it also is not really usable because of the resistance or the minus tele. Minus tele is such a bad property, especially as a Chei worshipper. Tele is my only way to really avoid death. I normally would also have invocations, but I haven't really been able to train for that. So yeah, we need to retain the ability to teleport. Um, so I think that we can probably go back to. I don't want to drop it. I'm just gonna remove the ring. Okay, we get drained a bit. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I think that instead of wearing the Ring of Strength, I should wear Ring of Cold Resistance for bolts. Yep. And I also will need Storm Scales, maybe? Maybe the time has come to get some armor skill if I'm gonna be using these Storm Scales that I just got. It shouldn't be that pricey to get 11. I'm not gonna enchant it. I think that my scrolls are better safe for gold scales. And Amulet of Reflection I'm also thinking of. Okay, it actually drained me to 120. It seems to be draining me for 40, roughly 42 damage every time that I get drained from taking off a drain item. It's kind of expensive, but we should be okay with no major weaknesses going into their branches. 0.9, 0.8 attack speed. Sure, whatever. Bolt's time it is. This time we are not gonna get warned that we are gonna get trapped in because we already have a rune. I like that little message. So if you're wondering why I took off the Dream Shard necklace in order to put on Reflection, ooh, lucky me, I resisted getting banished there. 39%, so it was very high. Yeah, willpower is just a placebo, maybe. Sometimes you just are gonna resist whatever, no matter your willpower, and sometimes you might get hit by a 1% chance to get paralyzed and then just die. Okay, Mighty Bolt Warden hits me for 41. A bit scary considering my low amount of HP and lack of regen. I am going to re-teleport. Okay, if things get worse, I can always blink away. I would prefer not to because I only have 2, but I can certainly do it. I can also re-teleport or fear. I'm gonna re-fear right now. Better do it now that it is. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. I'm gonna read another teleport because I can. Do you have a shield? You have a shield. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with you then. I can throw jabs, but I would rather not throw jabs and just kill the Convoker while I wait for my teleport to trigger. Okay. Back to full HP. Or I guess what it is full HP for now. Yeah, I have to tell you that I wish I was wearing the Moon Troll letter because it offers me roughly the same amount of protection, but it also gives me crazy amounts of regen. Okay, alrighty. I'm getting moffed by too many monsters. Things are getting slightly worrisome here. I cannot even throw a jab directly at the Warden without only hitting one monster, so... Or one monster in the way, I mean. I don't like that. Okay, that's a bit better. Warden is off the screen. I'm a bit surprised at how damaging these guys have been so far. I feel like with 28 shields, this is a bit uncalled for. Yeah, look at that. They're really hurting me. Something most or like something that probably has to do with my recent increase in damage taken is the fact that I was running with less than 200 HP. But I am about to finish to get done with my drain, so it's gonna be fine. Okay, the Vault Warden is dead, which was my greatest worry. I think that I can kill these guys with the amount of HP that I have. The constant marking is nasty, however. We don't mind that. I have the resistance. I mean, I guess it still hurts, but it is unlikely that it's going to kill me. Okay. I think Ambrosia doesn't sound so silly here. I'm gonna go for another one too. The Lindworm is annoying. I'm gonna put on fire resistance temporarily. Realistically, I can take off the Ring of Poison resistance, and I might want to do it because I feel like the slaying that I have is not gonna protect me from death, where not having cold or fire resistance is likely to do so. Um, okay. I think that considering the current situation, the correct thing to do is to drink cancellation and re-teleport. Because unfortunately, since I lost a lot of regen, I also lost a lot of fighting capability. If this thing hits me, it would be nasty. It can only hit me for 54. I have 67, so I would survive unless these guys decide to ruin my day. But I have 28 shields, so yeah, you block the Boulder Beetle's attack. That's about right. That's what I was expecting. Um, okay, Great Orb of Ice, very scary since I don't have willpower. About to be out of drain. Tango Rivers are spooky. I don't have that many resistances. I also do not have File of Flood, so definitely quite bad. Big damage on the Tango River. Kill the wizard as well. Ouch. 46. Delightful. It's almost dead, yet entirely capable of killing me. If I had Slouch, this would be the perfect position to Slouch. I'm sure that Slouch would kill this guy. I guess that I have to blink, unfortunately. Lucky me that I have 2 scrolls of blinking. I guess now I only have 1. Killing you here would be very nice. It doesn't. Extremely unlucky. Wow, it does no damage? Excuse me? The randomness of Crawl sometimes messes me up. Damage rating of 47. Are you telling me that? How much damage rating do I need to reliably deal damage to this guy? Look at that. Doesn't even have armor class. Only 2 pips of it. Okay. For a second I thought that I was not gonna kill it and it was just gonna acid me for death. I was mentally ready for that. Fortunately, it ended up not happening. Well, that was still pretty messed up. I am thinking that with the way that this is going, the correct thing to do is probably to go elsewhere. Okay, Lich. You have 28 shields, so whatever Orb of Destruction it wanted to shoot at me, I was not afraid of it. Oh, this card is actually good. Better than the one that I have. I think I don't really value See Invisible that highly. The robe is lame. Yep, the robe is lame. This robe is also lame. Okay. I think this vault has a chance to place the Hat of the Alchemist. I have gotten it from here before. Oh, Mask of the Dragon. That's also nice. I think that Mask of the Dragon is better than what I have. It is situationally better. I think that I will switch to the Resist Corrosion when I have to go to Slime. But for now, the Mask of the Dragon is better. It fixes somewhat my willpower problem. I still would like to have another source to just not get hexed ever. But it is nice for now. Okay. Turns out that fighting 4 deep throws at the same time is not something that I am particularly proficient at just yet. I don't want to blink away. These guys are not really that scary. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. It could have been a lot worse. Mm, okay. The same thing that I said before applies again. Perfectly fine. Pretty good. Okay, Actor Captain. And there we go. I wonder how likely is it to not be able to hit me, to just get its attack reflected back at it. Warlord Band. With crazy good plate. All of them have, well, not all of them, but one of them does have plate of fire resistance, and the Warlord has plate of cold resistance. Some pretty high tier gear from that these guys have. Okay, this is my evil plan. I'm gonna throw a net, and then I'm gonna walk away a bit, and that's gonna get me a lot of ground. I can maybe throw large rocks, but the correct thing to do, I think, is just throwing jabs. Look at that, it's like a death beam. I right now only have 3 slaying, it's gonna get better later. Okay, I was a bit worried about the orcs hitting me. You know, mighty orcs deal quite a lot of damage. Okay, that went fine. I think that we can continue with bolts too. Definitely not the safest thing to do. There were some situations where things were going very poorly, but I am interested in continuing. This shop reminded me that I have a bazaar that I can access. Oh wait, what was that? Wait, what was that? +5 kite shield harm. Ooh, no. Maybe later, but for now I don't think that we can equip harm. I don't think that it is a safe thing to do. Okay, there we go. Tower shield plus reflection, doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Perfectly fine. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, you guys are attacking me through your allies. I'm gonna attack you through your allies as well. Yeah, because that's cheating. Don't do that. Um, I'm gonna finish this level, and after this level, I'm gonna go to the bazaar because I'm hopeful that the bazaar has good stuff for me. About to hit 1900 gold. Ideally, by the end of this, we would hit that. Jori's very scary. Jori's a very difficult fight to take. I think that maybe the correct thing to do is to re-teleport now to not fight Jori. Yeah, because 61 damage plus flame, invite for 15 to drain HP, and also 3 dice of 37 crystal spear is a very real possibility. 50% chance to mesmerize, pretty powerful. Yeah, Jody is one of the most powerful uniques that you can find at this point in the game. Yeah, let's just go get the bazaar. Yeah, Jody throws his Crystal Spear in heavy armor with a good weapon. Jody has the dream build that does everything. Okay, drop my potions. Oh, resistance is a good thing to have. Books. Armor boutique. Nothing. General store with magic mapping, maybe. Do I have magic mapping? I have one. Okay, I'm gonna buy it. Identify, I must have a million. Yeah, I have 20 identifies. In fact, I think that identify is very close to being considered useless, so I'm not gonna buy it. Amulet. I don't think that I could care about an amulet. I think that it is impossible for me to care about an amulet. Okay, the bazaar was disappointing, but that's pretty much par for the curse. I am going to buy these heal ones. And that's it, only the heal ones. Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess I did end up buying some stuff better than not buying anything. Pick up my stuff. drop the kite. No, because I will eventually go back to the kite shield of protection. I'm only using the tower shield for the purposes of bolts for now because, bolts is a land of dudes that just shoot things at you. And as I already mentioned earlier, with Chei I cannot really reposition, so the best way to get rid of them is to have them die when they attack me. Um, Okay, the mark is not good. In fact, I'm gonna read magic mapping to know exactly where the exit is. I'm not gonna go towards the exit because I'm sure that monsters are gonna come towards me. Okay, not a lot of monsters. I wonder if they just like were unable to find me after I got into this room. And then I opened the door and here we have some monsters. I think it's fine for me to take on these Crystal Guardians. They're scary. I'm gonna play it safe on re-teleport. I don't need to play it risky. Yep. Okay, I think they're dealing damage. Yaktors, my dearest friends. There we go. Reflection, doing exactly what I wanted it to do. One of those Yaktors had a pretty good weapon in the form of the hand crossbow flaming. Hand crossbows are pretty rare and pretty strong nowadays. Haven't really played with them a lot since launchers got reworked, but I have seen people praise them like crazy. Even after the nerf, they're still pretty okay. Starpolemic's troll is a troll that Starpolemic wanted me to play. So this is a troll Necromancer. Starpolemic redeemed a channel point reward where you can get me to play a specific combo. So I'm playing what Starpolemic wanted me to play. That is a Starpolemic's troll. There is also another request from Starpolemic, which is Troll Earth Elementalist of Fedas. So you're a 3 of Fedas. And I might do that, but so far this has been going surprisingly well. Yeah, this is of course a Troll Necromancer. Do you not see how much death is it causing? How else would you define a Necromancer? It certainly is a death mage, a mage that brings death to the living and destruction to the undead, I suppose. Man, these jabs have been really good. I am so surprised by how well they have been performing. I throw the jab and it's like a death beam, and like I throw the jab and things die, and it is wonderful. I don't think that I am going to be going back to the Moon Troll letter. I think that I can just drop it. I would love to go back to it, but I don't think that I am going to go back to it. Yeah, goodbye double regen. It was pretty useful while it lasted. These resistances are kind of reasonable for doing elf. I don't think that they're good for doing elf, but they're reasonable for that purpose. Okay, gonna kill the Frostheart. I want to move away, but I also fear for my life. I wish that I could see how, like, very slow doesn't help me here. I wanted to see how slow it would be while frozen. Um, okay, we get fire with 0 evocations. That's surprising. I thought that I was gonna get Meph. I used this thinking that I was gonna get Meph because Meph is usually what you get when you use Condenser Bane with 0 skill. I'm gonna get more throwing because throwing is an important thing for this character. So yeah, we eventually want at least 20 throwing by the time I go into SOT. Better start working on that. Okay, gotta be careful with the Sphinx. Cannot hit it unless I use a jab. So let's switch to the jabs. Alrighty. Ah, I really wish that I could use that +9 Ring of Strength. It sounds so succulent, but unfortunately, it is not something that I can really use. The weakness to cold makes it unusable for me, for now at least. Maybe later on I will be able to overcome such a weakness. Maybe I should worry about the Bolt Warden that I have next to me, instead of worrying about the Wizard that is all the way over there. Alright. I do have to say that the jabs this time kind of underperformed a bit. It took forever to kill this wizard. In fact, I wasn't even able to kill it with jabs. But yeah, I emerged victorious out of yet another fight. Running low on jabs. Kind of worrisome. Gonna get rid of the Crystal Guardian. Do you have evasion? None. Okay. Oh, you scratched the Crystal Guardian but do no damage. That's not good. Yeah, the Crystal Guardian hit me really hard there. I don't think that that's gonna be a serious issue to think about in Elf. So yeah, I think that after getting out of here, I'm just gonna go do Elf. I gotta be careful with the sorcerers, unfortunately, but I think that I might be able to get away with not having willpower. Well, I guess the alternative is also wearing that minus tele ring or amulet that I have right here. That certainly gives me a lot of resistances that are very good to have for Elf. I don't think that they're necessary because of the rarity of the monsters that can hit you with these attacks. Bolt of Draining from the Necromancer, resistance to corrosion for the Sorcerer, willpower once again for the Sorcerer, and the Demonologist. But the minus tele is the really messed up thing about that amulet. If it was not for that, it would be so good. Um, okay, Frederick with a highly enchanted Evening Star of Protection. Very, very good item. And Agnes too. Oh, is this a sword in a stone bolt? That is a sword in a stone bolt. Yeah, that's why there's so many uniques. Okay, we go for Meph. Meph destroys Agnes, but Frederick doesn't really care. The Spriggan Defender also doesn't seem to care a lot. Okay, Frederick is kinda winning. And we eviscerate Frederick. Okay. I should re-teleport. I'm gonna be leaving behind some of my jabs. It's fine. But yeah, it's just too many things for me to be safe here. Um, Throw a rock at the Draconian Knight. It didn't really do that much damage. Lightly wounded only. Unfortunate. I think that I can maybe start thinking about switching to rocks as my main throwable. It's obviously not going to be great. I still do not have 20 throwing, so my rock throwing is 1.4, potentially even 1.5 delay, because, ouch, chain lightning. Stop using chain lightning. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna throw a net at you. Either you blink away from it, in which case it doesn't break, or you stay there and then I can rock you. Yeah, okay. There we go. Nicola got rocked right in the face. And I lost my net, but it was a well worth it. Very good investment of a net. Mm, Yeah, I feel safer using rocks now that we have gotten to this point in the game, because we're about like once we are done with this place, it pretty much means that I can do depths, because depths and bolts are of a similar difficulty level. I would say that Depths is a higher difficulty level than Bolts, but it's not that much of a drastic jump compared to D15 to Depths 1, for example. And Depths is the land of the stone giants, so that means that yeah, I'm very, very close to my essentially endless supply of large rocks. So even if I was to lose a couple of these 64 rocks, well, I still have 64, and it is almost impossible for me to run out before I get to depths, so whatever. Minus still and Chase sounds like a great way to get yourself killed. Yep, that's pretty much what I was thinking as well. That's why I haven't done it, and why I will most likely not do that. I still will go to Elf after finishing Bolts, however. Probably easier than Spider. And yeah, we could really use some extra gear. Stone Giant. Okay, extra rocks. Lots of monsters. Do I have Condenser Vein? Hasn't recharged yet. It's fine. Actually, I'm gonna use Simulation. And then throw a Jaff, because I can do that. Always a good way to get rid of large amounts of monsters. Titanic Slime Creature. If it hits me, that would hurt. Please split. Please split. Okay, thank you for splitting. There we go. Okay. Huh. The very large slime creature exploded, and it didn't explode into a big explosion. I guess that it is not big enough to cause a giant explosion. In case you're not aware, giants explode with a bigger explosion when they get hit by immolation. Like, for example, dire elephants and, of course, giants and normal elephants as well have that happen. I have already established that I do not want to fight in this level because Jody is here, so let's go do Elf. I will eventually deal with Jody, but it's not gonna be now. I hadn't thought about it, but maybe I could use a net versus Jody. Does he have a blink close? I wonder if he can blink close when he's already next to me. Lots of monsters. I'm gonna use Condenser Vein. We get clouds of freezing vapor. That's interesting. We have not gotten meth even once that I can think of. Not my expectation, I have to say that. Definitely not, because I have zero training in evocations. I was expecting to just get a festival of meth, and I have been using it under the assumption that I was gonna get a festival of meth, but it hasn't happened. Okay, Jorgrun. What's your chance to destroy me, Mr. Jorgrun? 15%. I don't think it's that bad. I've killed significantly more dangerous foes already. Okay, it's only a matter of getting a good roll with my rock. Come on, don't be like this. Oh, come on, dude. This is the game's way to compensate for the fact that I didn't get banished in Bolts after fighting so many wizards with only one source of willpower. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I am going to use cancellation because if I get petrified here, very bad things happen. And there we go, Jorgrun's done. I'm gonna get away from there. Throwing title, pretty cool. Do I keep going or do I train more fighting? I'm gonna get 22 on armed combat. I said fighting, I meant on armed combat. Okay. Very flashy fight. The terrain even changed during the combat. You know, roguelikes are pretty wonderful. You would think that you would be heavily limited by the format of the genre, but the games can be so dynamic that the scenario, the arena can change drastically, you know, like during the fights, which is something that new games, well, I guess not so new games at this point, but games at one point boasted very heavily about when it is a thing that roguelikes have had for quite a while. Oh, another trove! Oh no, that's not a bazaar. It's a trove. Okay. Well, anyway, it's free loot. Abyssal rune. Well, I'm gonna be getting that, so I guess no slime, maybe. Scarf resistance. Come on. Shadows. Boo! Shadows. We don't want shadows. We want resistance. Unfortunate. I still think that it is worth equipping the amulet of reflection here. This is the only the only other part of the game where I think it is better than regen. Um, it certainly is nice to have the reflection property for the entirety of the game, beginning at bolts, but I think regen is just better. And I am certainly feeling my heavy loss of regen after unequipping all of my regen items. Okay, Senata, the edge of the screen, she summoned a dancing weapon, and there's more enemies. That is an instant formula for teleporting away. I think that is the correct, optimal thing to do. In fact, Senata is a pretty scary foe, so I'm just gonna leave the level. Anyway, Elf 1 doesn't really have any interesting or important loot. Elf 2 has Hollow Blades. I do not care about Hollow Blades, but I'm still gonna clear it in its entirety. Another amulet of regen on the floor. A ring that I do not care about because it's not an artifact, and scroll of identify. By the way, I have 24 scrolls of identify, but they're still not marked as useless because I still have not identified potentially all the scrolls or all the potions. I don't know which one it is. I want to see the unknown. I want to see the unknown. Unrecognized. Okay. Potion of Experience, Scroll of Acquirement, and Scroll of Torment. If I go by the Scroll of Torment, I can drop the identifies. I'm a bit surprised at the fact that I can just walk towards these guys and actually tap them. Normally, that's not something that you should do as a Chebrea's worshipper, but this one is a crazy strong Chebrea's worshipper for who knows what reason. I can walk towards things with 20 armor class, and I am not dead by the time I reach them. It is almost miraculous, you could put it like that. Okay, some non-elf mages, very curious. And some loot, including a tin of terminal stones and some stones. Okay. Weird little bolt. Alrighty, let's go to the next one. Final level of Elf. I only have one magic mapping. Normally I love to read magic mapping in Elf 3. I don't think that I can afford to do it because if I do it, and I would not have magic mapping for shafts or portal bolts. I would rather save the final magic mapping. Also, SOT 5 is an important level to use magic mapping on to see the traps. Yeah, I have not really gotten a lot of magic mapping this game. I consider it to be a bit of a shame. Okay, as two master archers, maybe I shouldn't be fighting within the line of sight of two master archers. There's a thick-headed creature in the gateway. I didn't think that it was all part of the same. Well, that's a shame. Oh, one of the master archers died from just reflection. Or did the two of them? The two of them died from reflection. Reflection is pretty good in this part of the game. Okay, we found the elf bolt. And we have done everything else, so I'm just gonna do it now. Alrighty, careful with the annihilators. Ooh. You can reflect range sticky flame. Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna throw some jabs at these guys. I'm just gonna wait for it to fill up a bit more. In fact, I'm gonna actually use immolation as well. Jab, big explosions. Look at that. And the only guys that survived that were the Blade Masters. Perfectly reasonable, though not for long. Throwables feel like such a deluxe consumable nowadays with how rare they can be, and they in fact end up being. Um, okay, time for immolation part 2. Um, okay, still have some silver jabs that I can toss at these guys. There we go, 19 on armed combat. I feel pretty silly training on armed combat when what I'm using to kill these guys, and most guys, in fact, is throwing and shields. Yeah, like I just waited until the Master Archer died. Um, and I'm gonna do the same for the Archer, because killing the Archers with my own throwables is extremely painful, because for some reason they have reflect missiles, or deflect missiles, repel missiles. What's your chance to destroy me? 13%. Alrighty. I did resist a banishment there. There we go. I think that we are probably done. Yeah. How often do you see characters that can just take on the entirety of bolts or like Elf 3 in one sitting without really even having to retreat during fights? This is a really strong character because of that. And I would like to attribute a good amount of the character's strength to the fact that I'm using a tower shield with reflection. It reduces the damage that I take so much because so many things here check that. The archers check it. The demon or the annihilators also check it with almost all of their conjurations. Um, I don't want to be carrying some stuff here. I think we can probably drop Regen and Box of Beasts and Phantom Mirror and Brilliance. That definitely can go away. We're not really casting spells. I can even drop Potions of Mana. You don't think Wands of Mindburst are particularly useful anymore? What makes you think that? Or what makes you say that? I personally think that they have their very niche uses early on, but of us all hexes, the more the game goes on, the weaker it gets, and the more useless it is against more enemies. Yes, they check willpower. They always did, even when they were called Wand of Mindburst or Wand of Disintegration. Sorry, that's what they were called. Um, they have always checked willpower. The difference is that when they were called Wands of Disintegration, they used to work against brainless enemies, and now they don't work against brainless enemies, which is a bit of a shame because there's some brainless enemies, especially in the early game, where that was a good wand against. Jellies, um, slime creatures. Yeah, I used to like Wand of Disintegration a lot. I don't like Mind Burst as much as Disintegration. It's still a pretty okay thing to do when you don't want to rely on evasion. Anyway, that was rather lame Elf 3. We didn't get a lot from doing this. On the other hand, we didn't spend any resources. There's a scroll fog on the floor. Did I drop it? Let me pick that up because that's an important thing to have. Yeah, against the snakes, against shock serpents, against what are these things called? Spiders as well. Most of the spiders get absolutely hosed by willpower checking effects. Yeah. Okay, talking about that, I think that unfortunately my next place to visit is a spider. I did pick up my throwables, right? Let me make a quick check. 11 jabs, 2 silver jabs, a boomerang, and large rocks. Okay, let me switch back to my boomerang. If it mulches, it's perfectly okay. In fact, this place is the place to have um, poison throwables on my inventory. I'm gonna have to go back and find some of them to use versus most of these guys. Hmm. Random torpor snail just ruining the day. Do I not have poison resistance? I do not. Okay, that's an important resistance to have there. I'm glad that I realized. I'm gonna take off the fire resistance because I think that I'm more likely to take cold damage than fire damage there. And let's go find what was I looking for? Ah, darts. Poison darts. We can put them on the quiver. Let's go back to Spider. The character is looking pretty okay. I'm gonna keep the storm scales on because shock serpents, or like because spark wasps. Spark wasps are more scary than shock serpents in my opinion, even though they're practically the same monster. Okay, so far so good. Okay, bunch of redbacks. I wish I had cleaving, but yeah, cleaving is a very difficult property to acquire when you're not an axe user. You need Stormform or the Grace of some to have cleaving. Oh, by the way, earlier on the stream, when someone asked if I knew anything about the tournament, I typed in the Roguelikes Discord. No tournament is crawled that, and I haven't read the answers. So let me go back to see what happened. Are we overdue? This month is 6 months, as far as you know. Okay, last game tournament was in September. Awesome last game of the tournament. Killed by an exploding butterfly ignited by the inner flame. Okay, that's a pretty good last game. That butterfly was carrying the update schedule. No one wants to dev anymore. Okay, nothing from any depths about tournament. But yeah, this month is gonna be 6 months, so maybe by the start of April or so, we're gonna have a tournament, and we should maybe get a tournament announcement later this month. But these are only maybes. There's nothing set in stone. Do keep that in mind, in case you're curious. Now you know. Okay, I've been finding a lot of blinking, which is pretty nice because at some point I was down to one. Why Gura? Because I got the Glaive of Gura. Why not Gura when I have the Glaive of Gura in my inventory? Wow, 3 rat roaches. This is kind of scary. I also cannot do anything other than tap them. They don't seem to be attacking with their radiation because in all positions they were going to be hitting allies if they were doing it, so I guess that's nice. I think that they would be maybe a bit more scary if they also gave contamination with their melee attacks. Maybe the melee damage could be decreased a bit to compensate for that. Or maybe they could just stay exactly as they are, considering that they are already a pretty scary enemy in Spider. Okay, we're starting to see simulacra. That's why I didn't take off the Ring of Cold resistance for this place. I was pretty sure that I was gonna be fighting some simulacra. Spark Wasp, pretty scary. But we get rid of it, no problem. It turns out that having a troll with robust, it gives you a ton of HP. And then when you have a little bit of extra resistances and a ton of shield stats, yeah, this feels pretty unstoppable. Rat Roach, is this Fallout? Yes, it is Fallout. Did I shoot? Did I shoot with my Wave rifle? I shot it with some poison darts. I don't think that it is poison resistant, or it's not poison resistant. No, nothing here except for Emperor Scorpions and Ghost Moths are poison resistant. It's a good thing to be aware of. That's why poison darts work very well here. Many denizens of Spider, in fact, are weak to poison, so yeah, poison magic or poison darts do well here. Amulet of Region. It's such a strange game for me to not be using one of those already. Yeah, I hate Spider. It is the worst, but Rat Roaches could potentially be more dangerous. I only mention it because it was a strange situation that I was in where the Rat Roach was next to me and I was not terrified of it. I feel like whenever that happens, that's like a bug in the Matrix. Like, how can I be in Spider as a worshipper of Chei next to three Rat Roaches and not be like, oh, I'm gonna die or I'm gonna get super malmutated? Um, that's why I mentioned that maybe they could get that. So they are scary, even if you maneuver them in such a way that they're not gonna um, they're not gonna do their thing. Okay, I'm gonna lose my reflection. Actually, let's go back to region for now. Carrying too much stuff. I guess that we have to drop something. What do we drop here? Invisibility, I suppose. We're not really gonna get a lot of use of that. Vulnerability can also go away because we're not really using any hexes. Put on regen. Let's go down. Okay, just a significant decrease in my shield capabilities, but it was an increase in my attack speed, and also I got extra HP regen, which is nice, and a little bit of extra armor class as well because my shield gives me 3 armor class. I look forward to finding a better tower shield. Yeah, and the thing that made me do that in the first place was this Wand of Digging that I absolutely want to pick up. You don't currently have unidentified items. Yeah, still missing the last scroll to identify because the potion already auto-identified. We can drop the second ring of cold resistance. I don't think that I'm gonna be putting on double rings of cold resistance. After this, I'm gonna go straight into bolts or straight into depths. I want gold scales and I want them as soon as possible. I have all these scrolls of enchant armor ready to dump them straight into gold scales. Another scroll blinking. Now I have 5. Extremely lucky that I decided to go into Spider. Spider is apparently the land of the scroll blinking. I went from having 1 to having 5. Yeah, with this amount of blinking and considering everything else in the character's arsenal, I think that it is looking extremely good. I can still die, but I would pretty much say that at this point, if I die, it's kind of my own fault. Like, it is because of a mistake that I directly made myself. Look at that damage rating, 72. With 40 strength, 72 damage rating. This is obscene. Shouts to Chei. When Chei is good, Chei is so good. Chei characters are so swingy. You either have the unstoppable incredible powerhouse of a character like this one, and you also have the characters where, oh, I feel like I have to run away. And normally, running away is perfectly fine. It's just a part of Crawl because not all characters are godlike. But with Chivria's running away is such a big problem. And I'm glad that this is not one of those weak characters that feel like they need to run away. Because I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. Haha. Or well, I guess that I did run away a couple of times during bolts, but it was not as bad as for me to want to run away literally every fight. It was just in the really nasty fights, and only at the very beginning when I was heavily drained because I took off two drain items. Can you believe it? I gave myself the drain debuff from on equipping a drain item twice. These were the two drain items that I took off. Either you crush the universe or you die on D5. That's the Chei experience. Yeah, I did say that I was wholly expecting to worship Chei and then immediately die the next fight because that's something that has happened to me rather frequently whenever I go Chei. Okay, I have almost 3,000 gold. Not that it matters too much. There's absolutely nothing that I want to buy this game. A bit of a shame. But if Debs happens to have good shops for me, that would be nice. There's also the chance that Vaults 2 has shops, because I did find a shop in Vaults 2, and I didn't fully explore that level because of the existence of Jori. Well, those guys are being annoying, and I'm never gonna catch up to them, so I'm just gonna throw poison and run away from them. Level up dexterity. Dexterity leveling up means that I get more shields. That's why I'm getting dexterity. It also gives me accuracy, which is definitely nice. Gotta take advantage of all the aspects of being a Chei worshipper, or I guess most, because I'm even with the incredible intelligence that you get as a Chei worshipper, I'm not gonna bother with most spells. The only one that I would even think about, that I would consider, is statue form, which I have right here, but yeah, I think that it is just better to go for armor. Normally it is the other way around, like, oh, getting statue form is so cheap compared to getting heavy armor, but for troll everything is expensive, but statue form is even more expensive, like wildly more expensive than just getting gold scales. For gold scales it's just like, get the gold scales, put them on, and that's it. But statue form would require so much experience. I wouldn't be surprised if it required multiple floors of depths and sot for me to be able to cast it. So yeah, I definitely don't want to waste that much experience for something that I don't need that badly. Chei feels so bad with early Arc Priests in an open area. Yes, that's definitely part of the reason why it is advisable to not go Chei until a bit later down the line, until you're like experience level 10 or so. And specifically, Orc Priests are not a deadly foe to face anymore. Okay, big hits on the Emperor Scorpion, big damage. I have 71 damage rating, not afraid of those guys at all. I went back to my Ring of Slaying too, so now I have 7 Slaying. Perfectly reasonable, and actually relevant. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for, because my attack speed sometimes drops below 0.7, and anything below 0.7 makes your slaying better than a normal weapon. So yeah, pretty nice. I enjoy this game so much. Sometimes, I do have to clarify, sometimes Kroll hates me, sometimes Kroll wants me to have a good time. Today, Kroll decided that I was gonna have a good time. Today, Kroll said, okay, you deserve to have a good game. After all, you made 3 Kroll videos over the weekend, so you can have that. There we go, rune number 2. I am going to leave those things on the floor. And let's go to depths. Go depths 1. I could go back to reflection for depths. 7% chance to banish me. It's not gonna happen, ideally. I would like to believe that it is not going to happen. Okay. 22 unarmed combat. Chances are good that that's where it's going to remain for the rest of the game. I would like to get 27 shields and 20 throwing. I'm gonna go for the shields now, because I want to wear the tower shield. Ouch. You're mighty, right? Yeah, okay. Explains why I am dying. Jabs. Let me throw some jabs here. It's a pretty good position to throw some jabs on. There we go. Very scary. Those trolls were pretty much all berserk, except for the extra HP. They had the might and they had the haste. So yeah, very crazy position. By the way, I just one-shot a fire giant with my rock. How hard do these hit? 89. Oh, 89. This is so good. This is shaping up to be a very wonderful character. Well, it is a very wonderful character, but yeah, the damage output that it has is just explosive and overwhelming. You're ready to one-shot leeches. Yeah, I'm ready to one-shot leeches too. Um, Ideally, ancient leeches. Yeah, it would be great, but I don't know if we can do that with only 80 something damage rating. We might be able to two-shot them, however. Throw some jabs. Go back to the rocks. Okay. Looking pretty good. I think that I can afford to take off the poison resistance for now and go back to fire resistance. Ideally, we would find gold scales. Gold scales are gonna be very much an important thing for my character. Like when I find gold scales, the character's gear loadout is gonna change drastically. Because it's gonna allow me to wear the +9 strength ring that I had before. That also takes care of the resistance to electricity that I'm gonna be losing for taking off the storm scales. And it's also like I think that I would be wearing that ring and some other source of cold resistance, so that I am not walking around without cold resistance. Because after all, that ring does give me weakness to cold. But yeah, like I am very much looking forward to getting to that point. And we're really close to it. I just have to find a golden dragon and get some scales. It goes for agony and it does hit me. What's its chance to do that to me? 12. Okay. I was not even considering that as a possibility, but I guess it did happen. That's a pretty decent ring. Yeah, it's not terrible. It is potentially even worth using, but I'm not gonna pick it up. When it comes to resistance to corrosion, I have a better item to give me that. This hat that I have right here. Look at that. It is such a shiny hat. Yeah, we can leave it on the floor. Unfortunately, it is not such import. It is not so the best resistances. Yeah, it's only okay resistances. But if it had gotten like 2 pips of cold resistance, it would have been a very exciting item. Let's throw some jabs here. Yeah, pretty much in any situation where I'm gonna be hitting more than 2 monsters, so 3 or more, I would like to use jabs in a corridor. If I'm not gonna be hitting 3 monsters, if I'm gonna be hitting 2 or less, I just stick to meleeing or using rocks. I think that's a good way to go at it, considering how valuable javelins are and how rare they also are. Lots of storms. I was gonna say storm scales, and I guess in a sense it is a correct thing to say. Lots of potential storm scales. Raw storm scales. I took a lot of damage there, very spontaneously. What happened there? Huh. How? Oh, you're confused because you don't have resistance to poison. Okay, I had never seen a storm dragon confused by meth. That's a first one for me. I got 18 shields, I think. That can stay like that for a bit. I think that it is time to get 20 throwing, and I think that I will also stop at 20 throwing. I don't think that I die here. I think that I teleport before dying. This guy has an 8% chance to paralyze. It really shouldn't happen. Okay, got an interesting teleport. Nothing that we cannot really handle. Do you think I should be afraid of a Frost Giant at 60 HP? Well, at 34 I am afraid of a Frost Giant. Come on, stop being like this game. There we go. I think that I walked into some kind of... What? That was so silly. Did you see what happened? It's not even the first time this happens. That I close a door and then open a door and like I just get shafted. And I know exactly why it was, because the first time that I opened the door I was not seeing the tile that had the exploration trap. But I still think that it is deeply, deeply stupid that the exploration traps work like that. Like especially when that kind of thing happens. Okay, time for jabs. Juggernaut. Time for jabs still. This would be where I would use Kirare versus the Juggernaut, but this time I didn't get such a wonderful thing. It is a shame. Silver jabs. Okay, got Clouds of Poison. We need to put this on instead of the fire resistance. That's why your dad always says not to slam doors. Yeah, exactly. You can get sucked into the next level of the dungeon. You never know how nasty the next level of the dungeon is gonna be, so better play it safe and not slam doors. Immediate confusion by glowing orange brain. Fortunately, it doesn't really, or it didn't really do much else, because it can do more things for sure, but it just didn't do it this time. Back to fire resistance, because this guy is hurting me. Yeah, if a fire giant is hurting me, it is because I don't have the resistance. We don't want to not have the resistance. Been losing a little bit of rocks. We are at 60. But it's okay. Like I cannot envision a world where I run out of rocks. Condenser vein would be what I would use here. Acid. I wish that I had a little bit of evocation so that my ones are not as garbage as they have been for pretty much the entirety of the game. But at the same time, I also didn't want to spend my experience going for that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get gold scales off of that golden dragon. That's a shame. Stop being so rude. These guys are being quite nasty to me. Yeah, it took me forever to kill that shadow dragon. Okay. Alrighty. What is up with the misses? That's crazy. Like, I have 29 dexterity, 22 unarmed combat for a reason. I really am not expecting to miss that much, but it did happen. Gonna drink a curing to start regening. Yeah, I didn't have that much poison, but it was because I have a regen source. If it was not for the regen source, I would have way more poison. Or like it would appear to be that I have way more poison. Okay. Did I kill the Earth Mage? Nice, that's convenient. I was thinking about how nasty it would be if the Earth Mage deprived me of this corridor. So, I'm very lucky that I killed it with a rock. Blood bar. This bolt has vampiric weapons, right? It's a shame that I am not a weapon user. Yep. Lots of books, including books of annihilations. That's interesting. I didn't think that books of annihilations could spawn here. Unfortunately, it's nothing that I care about. I can just stab these guys. Yeah, I was gonna use Condenser Vein, but I think that I'm just better off stabbing these guys. I might want to make a corridor, however. Or I can walk all the way over here. Okay, let's see how that goes. Maybe I get absolutely massacred by the time I get to a corridor. It was fine. Yeah, somehow I didn't even lose that much HP. Okay, pretty good. Um, I am getting pretty excited over this character. It obviously has been pretty strong for a significant part of the game. Um, for pretty much the entirety of the game, to be completely honest. But this time I'm feeling that I am going to win without that many complications. Um, yeah, such a refreshing feeling. Um, Not that I've had a bunch of unwinnable or very difficult to win characters recently, but in my last two characters, I did encounter that I was having some terrible time by this point in the game. Um, I don't know why this character is doing so well. It must be the shield. Like, I am going to attribute my success with this character to the shield because that's the main difference over this between this character and other characters. Menace has a tower shield, so I'm just gonna throw some jabs. Eventually, I'm gonna hit Menace enough with the jabs to kill Menace. Or maybe not. Menace is slightly wounded after all. The silence is about to wear off. The moment that it does, I'm gonna re-teleport because apparently I'm not capable of beating Menace. That's a shame. Yep, through 5 jabs, it didn't really work very well. This is obviously a death trap. We are teleporting again. Condenser Bane would be good here. Why is there a druid here? What is the purpose of this druid? Okay, let me make a quick check of cold resistance. We do not want to be fighting one of these guys at 100 HP without cold resistance. Okay, pretty good. 10 scrolls of enchant armor. I have not found gold scales, right? Searching for gold is not very useful. Golden. Okay, there's a golden altar of the Shining One, which is not really what I'm looking for. Though in the near future I'm gonna play the Shining One character because I did make my the Shining One overview, and I said during the overview that the Shining One is from the Good Gods is my favorite one. I'm gonna be playing not Sin. Sin is lame. I know that playing Sin again is not gonna change my opinion of Sin, so I would just be submitting myself to needlessly pain and torment by going a Sin character. So I think the correct thing to do is to play Ellie, which I am thinking of playing Ellie into Uskaya, something that I read recently that might work very well, and the Shining One, but I would only be going the Shining One. You would like to see Nemelex? Yeah, I've also not played Nemelex in a while because I consider Nemelex to be crazy strong. So it is kind of soft banned in the sense that I haven't really told anyone, but I have not been playing Nemelex for a while because I consider it to be crazy strong. It also is an Invocations God, and I do not really want to play that many Invocations Gods. Okay, Menace round 2. Can I beat you? Because I'm starting to think that I cannot beat you. I have 2 nets. Let's see if I can net you. If I cannot net you, I'm gonna re-teleport. Okay, there we go. We got the nets. You cannot block while you're netted. I think that I'm just gonna melee. 3% chance to evade your claws. Okay, got 3 hits in. That almost killed Menace. Now let's see if I can actually finish the job. I have Wonder Roots. I wish that I didn't have Wonder Roots. I wish that I had Ice Blast. Menace is healed somewhat. Roots release their grip on Menace. Acid? Acid is also an option. I don't have evocations, however, so throwing jabs is better than Acid. There we go, finally. It took me so long to finally hit Menace with a Javelin, but we finally did. But yeah, normally acid would be the way to go. It's just that I have 0 evocations, so no acid for me. Come on, let me pick up my throw balls. Or have I already picked up everything that there is to pick up? I think so. Oh, well, I don't even have to go over there. I don't like that bolt. This is probably one of my least favorite bolts in the game because I consider it to be very, very annoying. Not really dangerous, just very, very annoying. And I don't mind danger, but I do mind annoyance. Annoyance should be something to avoid in this game. What do you have? Plain tower shield. Very boring. Well, same thing that I did versus Menas will also apply versus Luis. Throw her a bunch of jabs and she dies at the fourth jab. Yeah. What's my damage output with the silver jab? 67 plus silver. And with the jabs, it's 67. 67 without silver. Perfectly reasonable. Oh, Kirare, hold on. We want to pick up Kirare and use Kirare. Kirare is a wonderful thing to have. About to hit 20 throwing. I think that after that we get 21 fighting maybe. I'm truly amazed at the fact that this has been going well. I would attribute that to the fact that I did get good gear. One of the greatest weaknesses of Troll and Ogre is the fact that acquiring good defensive options in the early game is very difficult, and by extension, they can fall off real quick. But it's not the experience that I have today. No, today I did get some good defensive options, and here we are as a direct result of that. I also did get robust from an early potion of mutation, so I would like to attribute at least part of my success to that obscene display of luck. That was streamer luck if I've ever seen it in my own crawl games. Okay, that guy had a quick blade of draining, so nasty. I bet if you get unlucky, that guy can just drain you to oblivion. I wonder what I was fighting Menas originally, because did I already pick up my jabs? I did. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that I was worried about, picking up my jabs. Let's continue exploring this level. Storm scales, we don't mind. What I want is a golden dragon. Yeah, there we go. Give me golden dragons, no gold or no other kind of dragon other than the golden dragon. Come on, drop scales. Drop scales, drop scales, drop scales, drop scales. I didn't do it. That's fine. I'm just worried because I've already done depths 4 and I've only seen 2 golden dragons in the entirety of my visit here. The way that this is going, I might want to go into Bolts 5, but, well, we've already seen how Bolts 5 went. Like, going into Bolts 5 and going into the Desolation Assault are just things that I'm gonna try to abstain from doing from now on. I think that it is the safest way to go at it. Gonna put this on. We do not want to be standing on the poison. And let's go back to the Ring of Cold Resistance. Yeah, gold scales equals crazy loot changes for this character. Oh. I wonder if I can find Park Hit in Crypt. Yeah, that's a possibility. Like, I could go Crypt and find Park Hit and then fight Park Hit to death. Crypt is a place that I don't like to go to a lot, but it might be the best option here. Wow, okay, these guys hurt me quite a lot. I wonder what happened there. Maybe I was just fighting too many things, but no. User error, thank you for following, I appreciate it. I hope that you like crawl, because I play a lot of crawl here, and every now and then I also play other stuff, but mostly crawl it is. Okay, This bolt can sometimes have multiple golden dragons, so cross your fingers. I really want my gold skills. Come on, do it. Don't do this to me, game. I would love to have the gold skills so that I can go from 20 to 40 something armor class. It is gonna be crazy. Well, maybe 40 something is a bit of an exaggeration. I think that I would go to 30 something at the very least. Okay, I was thinking maybe I'm not resistant to some of this damage, but it's not the case. I am resistant to everything that I've been getting hit by. So maybe it's just unlucky rolls, or maybe I have gotten a crazy string of lucky rolls. Potion of Experience. I'm gonna leave it on the floor for a bit. Once I get to experience level 23, the moment that I do, I am going to go back and drink it, so we can get to experience level 24. Okay. Okay, so far throwing rocks has been going very well. Unfortunately, my rock throwing is a bit hindered by my shield. I think that it is not unreasonable to go all the way up to 22 throwing, so that the shield does not mess up my throwing and make me throw at 1.1 speed. I really don't want that, but I also want 27 shields. I don't think that I will have the experience to get to 27 shields, but I guess one can dream, right? Okay, I'm about to level up to 23. I'll go back to it in a while, or in a bit. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Just a bit more monsters to kill for experience level 23. Yeah, there's no way that I don't level up after this fight, right? Jabs. There we go. Before even picking up anything, I'm just gonna go drink this. 24. There we go. 278 HP. Shops. Ooh, 4 shops. No gold skills. Well, being disappointed for no gold skills in shop is like being disappointed that you didn't stumble onto a gold mine under your property or something. It's like not gonna happen, so you shouldn't even think about it. Okay, this is not looking good, but at the same time, I just have to kill this guy to regain most of that HP, so yeah. Plate ghosts are very scary until you understand them, and then they're only slightly scary. I guess they never really cease to be scary, but they're not that terrible. Let me drop the darts of poison. We're not using those anymore, especially now that I have Curare. I'm just gonna drink Attraction. It's easier than walking towards these guys, and the Attraction, as you can see, does pull them through the lava. I have no idea why that happens, but it certainly does. Then Crosstooth Demon Blade. Do I have a port? I do. It's only a 32% chance to fail. Let's cast it. Joink. Okay, it is bad. Hello, user error. It is not a good sword, which is okay because I have no plans of using it. Yeah, +0. +0 artifact weapons kick W. I agree. +0 artifact weapons kick W. It has willpower and resistance to negative and 3 intelligence. You know, this could be wieldable when you are when you're a mage and you don't really care about meleeing, but I will go do the Abyss. I think that we have to go do the Abyss now. I would like to find some boomerangs before going into the abyss because I don't want to be just randomly throwing around my stuff in the abyss because I'm just gonna lose it and I'm gonna be sad and I don't want to be sad over losing my gear. Um, 6 boomerangs. My boomerangs have a damage output of 63. That's quite a bit of damage output. Damage rating of 63. And they're also at min delay because min delay for boomerangs is 12. Yeah, sure. Let's go do that, Abyss. And we get the Abyss rune, and then the Abyss rune will let me go into the treasure trove, and then we shall see how it goes. Ideally, the Abyss rune would, well, the trove would have some good stuff for me, ideally. Gold scales would be very appreciated. Some form of upgrade, some form of cloak of poison resistance would be nice if I am unable to acquire gold scales, so that I don't have to ring juggle. I am especially reluctant to ring juggling. It is one of the things that I like to do the least in this game because I feel like it interrupts the flow of action very heavily. But sometimes you just have to do it. I avoid the I try to avoid the situations where I have to ring juggle the most by preemptively just wearing the rings that are going to be most commonly used in certain branches, so that I am not constantly distracted by the ring juggling and I lose my train of thought, or even worse, I just grow bored of ring juggling and I end up making mistakes that get me killed. You should try to avoid that kind of situation, you know? Or at least that's what I like to do. Okay, the abyssal rune is over there, so let's go in that direction. Always praying for a Scarf of Resistance. That would be super good. Really, really good item for me to have. Okay, I am obscenely powerful. Okay. Mad Acolyte of Lugonu. What do you do? Distortion. Very annoying. You have Malin Gateway. And you also have Mesmerize. Oh no, the Mesmerizing dude is this Merfolk avatar. Let me get rid of her real quick. There we go. This bolt isn't really that bad, you know. I've had some room bolts in the Abyss that are significantly less painful than this one. Yeah, there we go. That was easy. Very, very easy indeed. Oh, that's rude. I'm glad that I have potions of flying, because otherwise I would be kind of soft-locked. Not really, because, you know, I have consumables that I can use other than potions of flying, but imagine having to use a scroll of linking to get out of that, in case you have no flying, no teleport, and no normal blinking, you know, no blinking spell. Just play Octo, don't need to juggle rings. No, because when you play Octopod, you find 2 rings and then you get killed in Lair. Yeah. To be completely fair, I did have I have a couple of Octopod runs on YouTube, including one that I called my most lucky run. I got teleportitis. That's annoying. Yeah, I might want to fix that. But that's gonna mean losing my robustness. Also the minus evasion rating. The minus evasion rating hasn't really done a lot, but I wish that I didn't have to lose my robustness. I did go through most of the game with robust, so it definitely fulfilled its duty. You saw the one Octo run with the Omega Lucky Octo that got the best rings and that like plus 10 sling on D2. Yep, that's exactly the character that I am talking about. I think that it is on YouTube as the luckiest character that I've ever had. Not the strongest, it was the luckiest, because the strongest was that demigod with the roll of folly. It was more powerful than the demon spawn that I did 11 cigarettes with. It was crazy. Was it 11? I think it was more like 10 or 9. I do remember that I wanted to get to 11 or so. And then I was like, okay, I'm bored. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'd rather just start a new character. All right, let's go. Open that trope. I am very glad that the tropes have been asking me to get the Abyss rune. No, not yet. Let me drop my potions. Okay, we can go in now. Let's see what we got here. Fingers crossed. Potions. Weapons. I am just gonna step on this. This is not unusable. Not great either. No blinking scrolls. That's rude. And yeah, that's a pretty decent item. I'm gonna carry it. This is also really good. And this is also really good. Okay, I got 3 pretty decent Randart amulets, surprisingly. In fact, one is just a straight upgrade over the regen that I'm using. Yep, look at that. I think that even if I don't get gold scales, I am ready for SOT. I could even just go at it with what I have right now. I would only be lacking poison resistance, which is, in my opinion, kind of important. You know, this was not a terrible thing to go through. So, sure. Cannot carry that many items. Drop this. Drop this. Drop this. And this. And this. And this. Okay, now I can carry a bunch of stuff. Alrighty. Slime? I can do slime. I can do slime. I can also do salt. Let's do... slime or salt? Let's do salt. Still looking forward to gold skills. But if I don't find gold skills, it would be okay. It's just the thought of having 20 armor class by now is kind of scary. Not as scary as just going down into that. That's pretty scary. I'm going to re-teleport and hope that they let me teleport. Oh, that's so lucky. I have to keep in mind the teleportitis. I should try to fix it. I should also maybe get invocations. I think that if I don't get invocations, I might be in a position where I need step from time and I'm not gonna have it and I'm gonna get killed because I don't have step from time. That's what I wanted to prevent. Ouch. Ouch, that hurt. That hurt quite a bit. I need to get rid of the mutation. That's not as bad as I thought. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good. I can give myself poison resistance now. Okay, so I did lose the robust, and I got minus potion. Who cares about minus potion? Minus scroll is significantly more scary than minus potion. And I got willpower, cold resistance, and fire resistance. This was a big potion of mutation. Yeah, potion rolls like that are why Zin is such a dork. Funny thing that you mentioned that, because I have already recorded the God overview of Zin, and if you have spent any amount of time here, you know that whenever I have the chance to trash talk Zin, I will absolutely go ahead and do it. Zin has produced some of my most miserable characters, let's put it like that. Thermostones. I am just curious about whether or not it was going to actually get rid of the living spells. And it did. Not that it matters. As you can see, the living spells barely cast themselves at me because they will not do that if the spellcaster would get hurt. And I have no idea why the spellcaster is not immune to that. Oh, I got hit by crystal spells. Yeah, okay. I think that the living spells should be visibly different from, like, see, these are living crystal spells. This is a living spell. This has petrify. The crystal spells should have a different glyph. Like, they should be visibly different immediately from the ones that are not crystal, so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Um, would I have done that instead of doing something else if I had known that they were crystal spear spells? Absolutely. Because the crystal spear spells are very scary, and the other ones are not even remotely on the same league. I got minus potion. That's delightful. If I get killed by minus potion, that would be funny because I just trash talked minus potion. Um, is it going to happen? However, I don't think that it is going to happen. I do think that the Crystal Tome is very, very scary. It is by far the most powerful one out of all the living tomes. Pogo. You can drink potions again. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Very scary Crystal Tome. Oh, I got petrified. I'm glad that that I don't have minus potion. I'm gonna drink cancellation. Otherwise, that would be kind of nasty. The Earthen Tome, after all, does hit pretty hard. Good luck poisoning me. Now that I have one peep of every resistance, that's not something to worry too much about. Yeah, that potion of mutation roll was so nice. I think that was my second scroll of blinking used in the game. Pretty nasty. I'm still gonna wait for gold scales and I'm gonna enchant them. I just hope that I do not run into too many issues by walking around this place with, 20 armor class. 94 rocks. I know for sure that I'm not gonna run out of rocks at least. Two ghosts. One of which has a vamp weapon, and let me guess, a ton of armor class, because you are a demon spawn berserker. Yes, 30 armor class, 50 damage, crazy resistances. Yeah, I don't wanna mess with that guy. Not to mention that the loot is worthless. I think that the loot from things in the game in general should really scale with dungeon depth. Like, why does that sod one bolt with crazy player ghosts has garbage? It should have way more interesting loot that actually incentivizes the player to open it. I suspect that there's a very nasty bolt in there, like that. Like, I suspect that I am walking into what's potentially gonna be a death trap. I think this is kind of bad. Yeah, this is a bit of a bad spot. These guys are berserking too much. Thinking about how I want to do this, like, I can berserk myself, but I don't think that it is such a safe thing to do. At the same time, I also don't want to use blinking because I only have 4. I can use butterflies. Yeah, butterflies is a thing that I should start thinking of more often. That actually was such a great scroll of butterflies. It gave me exactly what I wanted, which is the ability to reposition into a corridor. And now I can fight these guys. Now they're not so scary. Okay, don't mind if I just spend my time throwing jabs at the Berserk Tentacle monstrosity. Yep, just playing it safe. Berserkers are one of my greatest weaknesses right now, or potentially one of the scariest things for this character to face. I do not have that much armor class, so yeah. I also lost 10% of my max HP because I lost robustness. Perfectly fine, however, considering what we got in return, but I am still very concerned. That's not good. Yeah, it's a lot of dragons. We don't want to fight that many dragons at the same time, especially iron dragons with only 20 armor class. Those guys are pretty nasty. Okay, it seems to be dying. There we go. Look at that, pretty good. Step from time is at 32%. We still have lots of dangerous dudes. No Moth of Wrath this time, so the Tentacle Monstrosity is significantly less scary. You know what? Why am I even chasing after you? I'm a Chei worshipper. Better to just throw a rock at the shifter. Oh, that guy had a Randart. I'm interested. Wow, it's a plus 12 Laja tank. Look at this guy with his plus 12 Laja tank. That's crazy. Late game weapon upgrades. Well, not that I want a different weapon or anything. I am, after all, a troll, and I am attacking at 0.7, sometimes 0.6 speed with my melee. That is dealing 79 damage. 79 damage rating, so yeah, I think that we are pretty good with what we got with the unarmed combat. Unarmed combat really is the way to go for troll. I think that it is very silly to go for anything else. Maybe if you get a super crazy weapon, you can consider using that for a bit while you get your unarmed combat going, but I think that it is very difficult for weapons to be better than Troll Unarmed Combat. Specifically, Troll Unarmed Combat. This does not apply to every character. Troll Unarmed Combat is way better than the average because it starts with more damage. It even starts with more damage than your average weapon, you know? Like, for example, a mace has 8 base damage. A troll with 0 unarmed combat is going to have 9 base damage at 1.0 attack delay with their claw attacks. So it's better and it's faster. It's so much better than using a weapon. Better not be in a position where that multi-saps me. Come on, okay. Throw a rock. Step from time is at 14%. Yeah, maybe I should have maybe I should have gotten invocations early, but we're at a point in the game where I can afford to train for it a bit. I should have done it earlier, but maybe if I had done it earlier, I wouldn't have gotten to this point. Gold scales, yay! Gold scales finally. Okay, so what does this mean for me? Drastic changes to what I am going to be using is what it means. First of all, let me fully enchant it. Because you may be thinking, oh, but you just deprived yourself of resistance to electricity. And to that I have to say, I have a plan. I have a plan. There we go. Fully enchanted, 35. Let me drop this. Let me drop this. Pick up my rock. Okay. Resistance to electricity. We have this ring right here. Okay, that gives me 1 pip of cold resistance, 2 pips of resistance to negative, and 9 strength, 3 pips of fire resistance. It looks pretty good to me. In fact, I can put on the slaying ring again. Yeah, instead of the ring of fire resistance, at least for now. And I can switch to the ring of fire resistance for sod specific, or for orbs of fire specifically. An elf band that survived my onslaught earlier. Nothing to worry about. We can just stab these guys. 51 strength. Yep. Very, very strong troll. That's what happens when you go Chevriados. Oh, look at that. I never finished off one. Well, might as well get rid of that. Okay. There we go. Nothing to see here. I don't really have a tower shield, like a good one, which is kind of a shame. I guess I can just stick with the kite shield. But a tower shield of resistance would be really good for this character. Willpower would also be okay. Protection would also be okay. But all that I got is normal tower shields. Anyway, I'm gonna train for Step from Time. I was thinking that now that I have gold scales, I should maybe think about training more armor skill, and it does make a lot of sense to do exactly that. By the way, I hope that you noticed that in that fight I barely lost HP, and that is because now I have good armor class, decent shields, and a massive damage output and HP. So, yep, we have achieved the pinnacle of what it means to be an ogre, or a troll rather. Just throw stuff pretty hard and deal a lot of damage. And have good resistances so that things cannot kill you in other ways. You hate when you have to do Spider with a shield character because a Snake seems to be the best source for a branded tower shield. Yeah, but that in itself is not a very good thing, I have to tell you, because if that's a way to get a tower shield, it also means that monsters are gonna be having the tower shields themselves. I see a bunch of branded rings in that vault, or like Randarts. I am interested in going in there. How is this looking? I might want to train it to 13 actually, because Step from Time is the kind of ability that you're gonna want to use like a scroll blinking, so having it be safe and reliable is probably the best that you can do for your character if you're gonna get it at all. Ring of Ice with 3 slaying. I don't think I care too much. Yeah. And this is so good. Okay. I also got a reason to get some evocations skill. Okay. Kind of crazy that Josefina took that long to kill. I was throwing rocks at her like crazy, and she survived quite a few of them. Did I pick up the ring? No, I didn't. Okay, I also... No, I'll carry the Ring of Fire Resistance. It's gonna be good for the bolts. Kinda nasty. I got hit by Damnation here. So that's why I have taken that much damage, but it's not really a big issue. For the monsters to get through my HP so thoroughly is a titanic endeavor. Yeah, I'm very hard to kill, thanks to the gold scales that I have gotten. Gonna turn these things on. Yeah, and also a little bit of extra throwing, I suppose. Spell Masons. What is that game about? Is it anything remotely similar to Rift Wizard? Because if it is, then you can count me interested. Yeah, I feel like or more games should draw inspiration from Rift Wizard. Yeah, Rift Wizard should, or it would be a wonderful world if Rift Wizard was able to influence the gaming industry as much as NetHack did. Yeah, I have the suspicion that NetHack inspired JRPGs, which in turn inspired Dark Souls, which in turn inspired a bunch of games. Well, I say NetHack, but I guess it's more proper to say traditional roguelikes. As a whole. Do you have resistance to corrosion? You don't. Might as well try to corrode her so that she deals, or that she takes a bit more damage. No corrosion. Let's do it again. Come on. Oh, come on. Tiamat really is not getting corroded. Okay, this is pretty scary because I got surrounded. I was okay fighting here because I was like, I can always walk away, but now I can't. And so Tiamat hits hard. Um, I'm really thinking about how I want to do this because I am thinking of reading teleport, but my fear, and I think it is a very reasonable fear to have, is that I read teleport and the same turn that I read teleport, I take like 70 damage. It's not really that bad considering my huge HP and how healthy I am, but it would still take forever for me to teleport because I'm in SOT. I'm still gonna do it. Didn't take 70 damage at least, that's nice. Okay, I got blinked away. That's pretty nice. I now no longer have to teleport. What if I slouch? Yeah, okay, let's give that a try. Kill the shifter at least, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Kill the shifter. There's another one. The Amat's band having multiple shifters is extremely nasty. I'm gonna continue throwing some jabs before I leave. Didn't kill anything. I kind of want to slouch again. Slouch piety cost is not low, and it is not a great ability unless you are capable of dealing a lot of, or like unless you have a lot of invocations, which I do not have. So yeah, this has been kind of jank so far. Tiamat also started hitting me finally. Yeah, look at that, 46 and then 30. I am glad that I am a troll and I have troll HP because most other characters would be in the infirmary room after that. Ouch. 45. Oh, my teleport wore off because, well, it didn't get wore off. It didn't wear off. It got removed by the shifter. Man, purple draconians are just vile and evil beings. Okay, we blink over here. Now, I want to move, but I am not going to move because I know moving is the road to suffering here. I'm a Chei worshipper, minus potion. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, Tiamat is not the only thing that can deal a lot of damage. That's a big shame. Cannot heal because minus potion. If the shifter surrounds me, I am in serious trouble. You need to speak, so I'm gonna make it so that you can't by using File of Lots. There we go. Okay, if I had haste, this would be the time to haste, obviously, but I do not possess such arcane technology as a Chebriel's worshipper. I'm just gonna throw a rock. Hits the Amat, okay, hits the Amat. We take those. I wanted to hit the shifter, but hitting Tiamat is also fine. You killed Tiamat, okay, alrighty, that's pretty good. Tiamat and the shifter were in equal levels of danger to me, like they were equivalent, because the shifter could just make Tiamat be next to me, and Tiamat, well, is Tiamat. Yeah. Crazy how dangerous getting stoned can be in this game. I had the minus potion, but now I don't have it anymore. What happened there? Oh, I got hit by dispelling by the Quicksilver Bolt. Okay, good guy, Purple Draconian. I'm sorry that I was so harsh to you before. Okay, now if I had jabs, this would be the time to throw jabs. But now that I have secured this corridor, I can just throw rocks from the safety of this corridor, and we're good. Alrighty. That may have looked pretty messy, but keep in mind that it was a Tiamat fight that I didn't want to take. I was trapped in the fight from the very beginning. So yeah, most characters have to retreat from such a thing. Like they have no other option but to retreat. This one stuck up and just won the fight. And my reward for that is 40 armor class and a 50% chance to have 3 pips of pretty much every resistance. Well, 2 pips of cold resistance. Yeah, in case you don't know what the Dragon Skin Cloak does, it grants the wearer a chance to resist fire, cold, poison, electricity, acid, and negative energy. You played stone all the time? Yeah, Tiamat got Salem Witch Trialed, pretty much. Poor Tiamat. But I bet that people who got Salem Witch Trial didn't get large rocks thrown at them. I've heard that some people got sandwiched by like giant rocks, but only one giant rock, like a boulder, instead of a bunch of them, which is what I ended up doing to Tiamat. That went well. Yeah. I am amazed at the fact that this is going well. Truly astonished. I guess we can enchant this. I have no reason to not enchant the Kite Shield. Since after all, I don't think that I'm gonna be using a Tower Shield, unless a better one lands on my lap between now and the time I pick up the orb. Mm. Did I throw a rock into a Sot Trap? No, there was a Book of Rhyme. Who cares about books? Not this guy, even though it has 26 intelligence. Okay, and that's it for SOT 4. Now we go into SOT 5. Okay, stop with the damnation, please. I'm gonna try to use File of Lots to waterlog the Annihilators, or the Scorchers. And they did get waterlogged. Okay, that removes their danger. The danger that they pose. I can just sit here and throw jabs. Wish I had a bit more jabs, but it still definitely works as a death beam, as you can see. Man, they're so crazy. I guess it does help that I have a ton of slaying, but at the same time, I also have a lot of strength, so yeah, the combination of both those things. 88 unarmed combat damage output, 86 with the jabs, and then the silver jabs deal more. Large rock, 115. So yeah, my damage output is off the charts. It's probably some of the best damage output that you can get with a non-transmuter melee character. Truly wonderful magic mapping. We don't want to be walking in there without proper preparation. Yeah, Nogger would already have 27 fighting, and probably also experience level 27, but Trolls are a bit weaker in the late game than Noggers are. It is very heavily compensated by the fact that Ogres are significantly weaker in the early game compared to Trolls. I'm scared of the Insane Leech. It has 3 dice of 48 Crystal Spear, and it has 2% chance to petrify. That actually I'm not worried about. Do I have 2 sources of willpower on? I do. Okay. Okay. No wonder. Yeah, 2 sources of willpower is what you need with 3 willpower per level up species, like a troll. Yeah, I have the mutation. Oh, by the way, new fear unlocked. Orbs of Fire are gonna get rid of these wonderful mutations, and then everything is gonna be ruined, and I am gonna be slightly weaker. It's not gonna be the end of the world. I think that I can mitigate that if it does come to happen with minus a scroll is not good. With a potion of resistance, which I have 6 of. I can use 1. I'm gonna throw the silver jabs. Where are the silver jabs? Wow! That was from full HP to almost destroyed in one silver jab. Let's throw a rock. So we're throwing rocks in the air, I suppose. Um, that was crazy. Yeah, 50 strength. 50 strength throwing. What else can I say? Ouch. Okay, good. Getting blinked in here. It's not the end of the world, but it is also not great. Okay, stop doing that. Stop blinking me around. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna blink away because I am feeling unsafe. So the correct thing to do when you're feeling unsafe is to fix that. I'm gonna use might. First might that I've used in the entirety of the game. The Earth Guardian. You know, I'm a bit wary of berserking monsters. I think that it is a very healthy and rational fear. Ouch! No, 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 I don't want to mess with two Berserk or Guardians at the same time. It would be great if I could one-shot them. Okay, that came very close to a one-shot, maybe a two-shot. It misses. Okay, a three-shot. A Berserk for me would also be okay here. I would kill these guys and then run away. Perfect. I would like to retreat and recuperate. Though, fortunately, I have two sources of regen, like being a troll and amulet of regen, so it's not that bad. I was almost at full HP by the time I was out of the vault. Regen is such an important thing to have. I love having regen. Another scroll blinking. Okay, that's super sweet. Weakness to fire. Kinda scary. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to kill it before it berserked the Storm Dragon, but unfortunately it was not possible this time. What I can do, however, is make the Storm Dragon jump or teleport away. And the Quicksilver Dragon. Got hit quite a few times there. These endgame fights have not been as oppressively easy as they have a chance to be. But it is because I only have 7 evasion, so I'm pretty much getting hit by everything. If I had better evasion, which, by the way, is not really out of the reach of my character, I can train dodging for the rest of the game, and I'm sure that I'm gonna end with like 12 dodging or so, even in gold scales, because I have 29 dexterity. I've been increasing dexterity a bit, and most importantly, I'm a Chei worshipper, so got a lot of dexterity. Might as well make use of it somewhat. Come on, actually hit the guy. More silver jabs. I want those. I got a port. Yeah, a port is very hard to cast now that I am the proud owner of gold skills. Makes sense. I have 0 magic skill, by the way. 1 magic, 3 necromancy, which is what I started the game with. I think that I am better off just walking towards the thing. Yeah, 4 silver jabs now. Ready to take on all the orbs of fire. Okay, that's kind of scary. I'm gonna read Fogu so that the guy does not summon like crazy before it gets to me. I say that and then I immediately get blinked away from my Fogu. That's disappointing. Gonna move so that it doesn't step on the sub trap, potentially paralyze me and kill me. There we go. Okay, that went well. Yeah, it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, as it was originally shaping up to be. 9 evasion already. When I turned it on earlier, it was 7. Now it's 10. So yeah, I was really not exaggerating. I am probably gonna end this with 12 or 13 evasion. The form body, kind of annoying. Weaker. I'm gonna read, or I'm gonna get resistance. Okay, that's level 2 of minus potion. If I get petrified by something here, or like if I get minus potion and turned into a wisp or a bat, that would be deadly, I think. Might kill the Orb of Fire, kill the Lich. Kill the Killer Clown. Too many monsters. Freezing Vapor. So even though I still have 0 evocations, but I have not gotten Meph very frequently. That's been a very surprising thing. The minus scroll is definitely making me nervous, especially considering how surrounded I am. Tempted to wreath blinking maybe into the bolt, but it's not really a good idea. I could also step from time. Yeah, I think that like keeping in mind that I have step from time as an option makes me feel a bit safer. I'm gonna try to kill as many guys as I can, and then if I drop to 150 HP or below, I'm gonna use a step from time. Gotta play it safe. And we're getting pretty close to 150. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Step from time. Okay, that was fine. Almost everything disappeared. I was specifically talking about 150 because I suspected that something like this could happen, where I was gonna be left fighting a couple of Orb Guardians, because the Orb Guardian's normal place to be at is this place, so they were not really gonna go away from here. Oh no, it happened. Minus potion, bat, Chei. Minus potion, bat, Chei. I am, of course, threatened by this. I'm gonna use a step from time again. Okay. Now, as long as I don't get into a fight, we should be fine. I don't even want to move anywhere, but I am going to go here. Maybe go here instead, because that makes it less likely that something coming from here would find me. It's just that I'm really worried. Look at that, 1.5 movement speed. There's a Killer Clown. I still have minus potion, but I don't have minus scroll, so I'm gonna read Fogo. You can drink potions again. Okay, cancellation. Worth, most worth use of cancellation that you're gonna see. That was scary. If I hadn't decided to train for step from time, I would have died there. So yeah, I'm glad that I didn't need it for pretty much the rest of the game, but that was not good. Okay, Torment is fine, because I have a lot of resistance. Minus potion and weakness to fire, that's not fine. Getting turned into a bat, that's some crazy stuff. It really is. I told you, minus potion bat is the worst thing that can happen to you in SOT 5. Okay, I'm gonna be standing... I think that I should just win now. Oh, come on, stop. Stop doing that. I'm thinking about blinking into the orb, picking it up, and then jumping into a teleport trap. I think that is just the cleanest thing to do. I'm talking about that because I have Mark on and I don't have cancellation anymore. So there's a good chance that I am put in the same position that I just survived again, and then I wouldn't be able to survive it. Okay, pick it up. Pick up the orb. Stop. Okay. I have a couple of options here. My first option is walking towards the teleport trap again, and then hopefully not getting blinked again. My second option is using step from time, and my third option is using a scroll of butterflies. But I think the scroll of butterflies is likely to just blink me because the butterflies are gonna step on the dispersal traps. So I'm just gonna try option A, which is going through towards the teleport trap. And okay, Okay, that's no, it's not fine. I didn't want that to happen. The first one was okay, but the second one wasn't. Okay. I'm just gonna walk towards the teleport. Oh, come on. The special traps are horrendous. I hate them. I think that the correct thing to do is to just blink into a teleport trap now. Um, yeah. Normally I would have walked a lot more, but Chei makes it so that it is difficult for me to do that. I need to get rid of that. I don't want to get killed by the loss of control that comes from having that. A bit more. That's fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, do we really care about resistances? Iron shot. No evasion. It's gonna die quickly. Not afraid of this guy. I am afraid of the slow. The slow is kind of bad. I can slow this guy as well because I have. It's bend time. Yes, it's bend time. Okay. There we go. So it's gonna be slowed for a bit. It's not gonna be slowed for very long, but it's more than enough time for me to kill him, I think. Yeah, not afraid of this guy, even though it has Iron Shot, because it doesn't have good evasion. So it may kill me fast, but I can kill it as well pretty fast. Okay, the Inoxylul is making this unnecessarily annoying. Yeah, better just get rid of it. Okay, about to get to the exit. I'm just gonna throw some rocks towards that Cacodemon. Yeah, throwing rocks into lava still hurts, even though I know that it's the end game, so who cares about retaining rocks? This game I got so many rocks. I wonder if there was a recent buff to rocks or something, because I have had rock characters that ended the game with like 20 or so rocks. And I felt like I was using a lot of rocks too, so it's not like I was retaining them or like preserving them. Oh. Do you have malmutation? Or what malmutated me? Oh, Cacodemon. Inner flamed Cacodemon. Did you do that? Some very weird things happened there. The Eonspawn Blunt saying calls on the powers of chaos. The Cacodemon is filled with inner flame. That made it so that I was not able to recognize it as something that could malmutate. Ah, that was funny. A fiend comes into view. It's next to me, so there's no fiend anymore. Okay. Sometimes I auto-explore or like I auto-travel, and I accidentally move away from the stairs in the overrun when I'm standing on the stairs. Okay. That went very, very well, I think. The end was a bit sketchy, so it was rather difficult. I took a lot of damage in quite a few fights, but I managed to beat Tiamat without prior preparation. I did use some consumables, but it ended up working out very well. Yeah. This was a character redeemed from Starpolemic. Starpolemic wanted me to play Troll Necromancer. And Starpolemic also wants me to play Troll Earth Elementalist of Fedas, which I might do. But anyway, I am ready to go jump rope. I am going to now inscribe something else with my YouTube com/9settler. I think it is at 9settler. Okay, yeah, subscribe on YouTube. I would appreciate it. And I guess we can. Oh, we cannot wield the Glaive of Gura because it is two-handed, and I'm using a shield, and I'm not gonna take it off. Well, that's a shame. Never found acquirement with this character. It goes to show that you don't need acquirement or early potions of experience to win the game. Something that you may have noticed is that whenever I find an early potion of experience, I end up dying. So when I found the potion of experience this time, I was a bit nervous, but it was not an early potion of experience. So I didn't get cursed by using it, I suppose. So yeah, good stuff. Let's drink a potion of resistance. Celebratory potions. Why not? Acquirement loves to show you the elemental staff when you're playing a warrior, or do you mean like enhancer staves? Yeah, it's pretty silly how acquirement works, and sometimes it doesn't really give you anything that you actually want. But you can always grab the money. That's neat. Yeah, I'm satisfied with how this character went today. 3 hours and 36 minutes. It took me a while, but now I am ready to go jump rope. Um, Offer a non-magical hat, just like a +0 hat, right? That kind of thing definitely can happen. Huh? Very successful troll spellcaster. Yeah, I was just casting rock. It's like iron shot, but but it doesn't eat your mana, and you don't have to dump crazy amounts of experience into being able to use it. Instead, you dropped crazy amount of experience into using rocks instead. But yeah, anyway. Let's go ahead and end the stream now. I appreciate your continued support, everyone. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the subscriptions and stuff. Ruin, I am going to go ahead and raid the sumo channel because it's sumo season. Um, but I'm gonna go jump rope, and when I return, I'm gonna watch some sumo myself. So thank you everyone for the continued support once again. Be sure to take a look at my YouTube. I'm going to be uploading more stuff there. I have 2 more God overviews recorded, apart from the one that I uploaded this weekend. This Sunday, I uploaded 3 videos. So if you have not been looking at my YouTube, you have some content to enjoy. Thank you for the continued support. Have a nice rest of your night. See you around.